because who needs sleep, right?
Exactly. I woke
Who
up
needs
at work
that?
and I couldn't go
Apparently
back to
nobody.
You guys are
so
crazy.
I was curating fabric for our Halloween thing.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I got that figured out. Did you figure out your hexies? Oh, I may have a visitor.
We might be
Whoopsie.
live.
Hold on.
All right, I think we can hear all of us.
I can hear y'all.
I'm live, okay. You know, of course they wait till that moment to decide that they're here. Hello, I'm here too.
Okay, I think we're good.
Are we good?
We can. We're
Wow.
all live on YouTube. All right, I'm muting that. All righty.
You have quite the pile of quilts going there.
This is
I'm
only
sure you
half the
finished
pile.
every single one of those this month, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I binded all of them by hand too. I didn't just glue it down.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
sure. No help.
So there
I
is
also
a
made
rhyme.
homemade meals for my kids. Yeah.
My husband did that. So there is a rhyme and reason to all this. Like there are shelves of like where things are. Like this is the free spirit area here.
Oh, wait, you really have it like that leveled
Oh
down?
yeah.
Where's the
By
shell shelf?
right here.
Here you go.
There
Yeah,
are
free spirit.
I have a shell on my bed right now, and I gave one to my mother-in-law, so that's why that's a little empty. So Tula starts here and ends here. And then we have other designers. And there is a whole cave shelf that's going to go a little bit lower. We've had
Awesome.
Sherry on before, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. But yeah, there's lots of things on here. I'm trying to think. This one, I think we'll put.
Hi, Sherry.
Hello,
Where do I want to put
Sherry.
this one?
So if you're on YouTube right now and you want to join us over here on Zoom, we're on
You
Zoom,
can.
right?
We are on Zoom and it is streaming live to YouTube.
Tired.
And I have the link to the Zoom in the that's fine. Thank you, Angela. Oh, we have a visitor. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Shoot,
Hey, girl, how
say
are
hi
you?
by the microphone.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
She can't
heard
hear
you.
you,
Good.
but yeah, say hi,
Hi.
thumbs up.
I love you.
She's playing Lego in the other section. You want to go play Lego?
Oh,
Awesome. Okay.
we have another section too of Lego.
Yeah,
The back
I know,
room.
right?
Beautiful Stephanie.
But yeah, lots of stuff back here. There is a this is the Allison glass shelf right here.
Nice.
This is I'm gonna not remember the name.
I know who you're talking about though, by
It's
seeing it. The
gorgeous.
guy that you did the Subway quilt.
No, it was not Subway.
Was it a Robert Kaufman?
Wishwell. This is Wishwell right
Okay.
here. Yep. So yeah, they're organized. Like it's wild. At least I like know where to put things back. As like I know like this one up here is Wyndham, so I just have to find my. Actually, this is not just Wyndham. This is also So Many Creations, and I have two of hers. So I have to find where the other one
ones
is.
with the one with the snails.
Yes.
I like
So I have
that
to find
one.
where that ended up.
I had a mask with the snails on it during
Did you?
COVID. I
That's
did.
perfect.
Yeah. I made John a beautiful cave one with a flower on it. He wasn't so appreciative.
Probably not.
I didn't realize it was a flower. It just looked like a manly texture. And he's like, there's a flower on this. Like, well,
you know,
you're gonna look real fancy.
he saved his life. It's
The
okay.
fanciest he's ever been.
Oh goodness.
Probably.
Oh,
So I was telling Stephanie just a little bit earlier that I am having the hardest time with my long arm getting, I just don't love my frame. I'm having the hardest time getting it to go to the right spot. She's seen my frame. It has things going on with it.
Is it just stiff? Is it stiff?
No. There's the tension, whatever. So you kind of have to guess where you're going to be. I don't know.
So
It's
like you
weird.
can't see where you're going?
Not, well, I meant like when you're winding it up, it's just not clear at what point you're at when you end up, I'll have to show you later.
Yeah,
It is a
I'm not getting
bear.
it.
Enough so that I'm considering getting another frame. If anybody has a cool frame that they want to shout out,
I have
let me
the
know.
Bliss Track with APQS.
Mhm.
Fabulous.
I mean, there's a lot of good things about how
Yeah.
it's working on here, but winding this puppy up. Although I will say when you have a really big quilt on here, the track moves, so you get a lot more like area that you could actually quilt in.
Yeah.
But being able to pinpoint exactly where you want the quilt so that you can actually quilt in that area is not always clear because of the tension rod has to spin. I don't know.
It is odd.
It is odd.
I think you have an
It's
extra
hard.
bar that I do.
We do, yeah. And it's because of that, and maybe just the exhaustion that I can't figure it out every time.
Could be.
Probably the exhaustion.
Clothworks.
Oh,
I
let
know
me
them
see.
all. This was one of the last
I might know them all
ones.
too. Oh, that was cable knit.
Yep. Or cables, I think, because it was supposed to look like cables.
Right. I remember
knitted
you
cables.
doing that. You actually came over not long after that one came out to go swimming at our last place.
Oh yeah. I think I brought you
I don't
this
know.
bundle right here by hand when I came there. This was the
Oh, I think so.
yeah. This was also Wyndham.
I like their stuff.
It is really good.
Should become a fabric designer and just
I mean, I was
join them
kind
up.
of, but
I feel like their color vibe is my color vibe.
yeah. Well, you love your Tamara Kate.
Oh, I do. I just adore her. Her stuff is so good. It's so whimsical. And actually, I use those pieces all the time. I just used some of it on the quilt I was doing from our retreat. Sorry, I keep on like disappearing, everybody. I'm like at my machine. And so it's supposed to have quilt motion or, whatever it is. And so there's like this little TV thing that I can put my tablet on. And you're on that thing because
Am I?
clearly I'm not using the quilt motion.
It's all good.
We still can't see your butt, so you're good.
Well, that's great because I
We can hear
positioned
you.
it
That's the most
perfectly.
important thing.
I had Chantel check to make sure my butt wasn't going to be on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But,
we've got Stitch Me
literally.
Up, Lainey Grace gives us a thumbs up. She can hear us. But Chantel was
we
wondering what my
figured it out.
new accessory was. So if any of you guys have issues, like with your arm getting tight, like when you're doing a lot of hand sewing or something, or cutting, this is a tennis elbow contraption. But instead of being up
Contraption.
here, it's down here, and the pad is like over this part of my muscle, this is a part that gets really tight. And it actually, I had it on a good chunk of today, and it helped with the pain quite a bit. So try it out. It's like $20, way cheaper than physical therapy.
Way
I've
cheaper
also
than
done,
physical
which I've
therapy.
also done. So there you are.
Okay, well then you're fair and good. Okay, I
I've tried all the
finally
things,
think I got it where I need it to be.
but
And now I think I'm gonna give up on this project for now.
are you serious?
I'm toast.
Chantel.
I know. I don't want to be long arming the entire time.
It
know.
is hard to pay attention to the chat and Longarm. I know
think
this
so.
from experience.
So what should I do, guys? I feel like I have all this fabric and I just don't wanna.
I don't know what I'm doing with myself. I'm trying to put everything away.
What are we doing with ourselves? Are we having one of these conversations?
I mean, it doesn't really end very well.
Never
and I need
does.
to refill my medication, so this is not probably a good conversation to have. But oh goodness.
Yeah,
But
we had one of these conversations when we were on our trip. We had a
We
lot of
did.
highs, and then we had like the low, and
Like,
then we
right in
ordered
the
room
middle.
service to make it better.
And then so we ordered, was it one piece cake or two? I don't know. We were trying to get two desserts, and one of
We
them
wanted like a cake.
was like
It's
peanut. And then they gave us like, the European healthy size serving of cake. And we're like,
We're like, we need the emotional mom slice.
we need a lot. So then
cake?
we ended up still like leaving the room and going up to like,
For the
they
sandwiches.
have like midnight snack things. So we had sandwiches and more desserts. So we got
As Taco
there.
Bell calls it, fourth meal.
Basically, that's what we had.
Which
But-
the Europeans clearly do at like 3 or 4 o'clock, and I didn't realize this. This is the tea
That's not how they
time.
do it.
Tea time has snack.
Where I have no more room for my Wyndham. What happened here? Because this is Wyndham.
Your window for Wyndham is
I know. I don't know what I
dwindling.
did with it because I don't think that's gonna fit in here. Maybe it
Mm-mm.
will. I mean, I got some room. We'll see
Some of
what we
these
can
I
do.
have never seen.
This one?
No, I've
You've
seen
seen
that
this one.
Yeah, but I'm looking at your wall.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. This was from the first book. That was the cover girl. Natalia Bonner quilted that. This was on the background of last week's like
Yeah.
episode thing. This one was one of my favorites. This was undulation, but done in the Alison Glass basics. So that was fun.
She has basics.
She does. Well, basically Sunprint is her basics.
Yeah, it was okay. That makes more
Yeah.
sense.
Basically.
At one point, it was.
I think she has like her colors and like the Century, whatever, Century Solids. I still get all those emails, so I am up on what's happening in the fabric world. Oh, that fit perfect. So good.
Yeah, you can't do another Wyndham quilt, or else.
No, apparently I need to. I mean,
And what,
stuff gets
the next
moved
one's
every once in a while.
Clothworks. Is that right?
I've got another really big Alison Glass one too. That's one of the ones that needs to get washed. Let's see.
You're
This
going
one,
to wash it?
no, not this one. My
No. I just meant like you don't normally like. Well, you'll wash the heavy use quilts.
yeah.
The
If
Willow.
if they're
the
on
Willow
a
loves
bed,
quilts.
God, I'd try to keep her away from them. But anything with a white background is getting nowhere near Willow ever. But like my Alison Glass Christmas quilt that was in one of the books, and it was a Stasha one. That one got used in December and apparently never washed. And that was the one where I stopped folding. I was like, this smells too funky. We gotta do
It
something
has a
about it.
funk.
Yes.
The
I'm
funk
pretty
is the
sure
official sign of washing.
I'm pretty sure there's a dead mouse somewhere underneath my long arm too. And I need to clean more things until I can locate.
Well,
that is.
apparently John's
So, yeah.
answer to that is to have a snake, because apparently we have a snake issue now, and I just don't do snakes.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want to do snakes
But
either.
apparently it was busy eating a mouse, so it seemed inhumane to kill it while it was doing its dinner.
I guess. I don't know. I would
Oh.
relocate it maybe.
I relocate it to heaven. Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, I don't do snakes.
I don't know.
My family, they were
snakes
from
are the
South
devil.
Africa. Like, get a cat.
Yeah. We can't have a cat. I would love to have a cat.
I don't want an indoor cat. I want a
That doesn't always
snake-killing
work,
cat.
Chantel. That doesn't always work. We have 3
Well, if you have like
cats.
12 of them, you should be fine, right? Like,
Well,
you think I
well,
might
okay.
get in trouble? I might be in township issues with that.
So we have 3, but we did have 5, and we had a mouse in the garage. And I'm not kidding you. Those 5 cats would be in the garage, and that mouse lived for weeks.
I
And
need that mouse to come sew for me, though.
We were like setting
Rats
traps
in the kitchen.
because the cats would not catch the mouse. We couldn't figure out why they wouldn't. It was very strange. I was like, these
tell
are the
you.
5 laziest cats ever.
Yeah, well, okay, that's unlike cats. They needed a cat to show them what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So here's where the crazy really starts to happen is with the cave shelf. Like I need them to be like the heaviest colors on the bottom. So we're going to start with our very dark
Oh,
background. Although I do have
So,
one that's
we
like
should also
lagoon,
Is
but
that
it doesn't
mention-
look that way.
Stephanie, is that a brown background?
No, this is like
Almost
maroon.
Like a plum or a
It's
maroon?
it's the shot
Okay.
cotton. So it's like maroon with black woven through it.
I like
It
the
really
panto on that.
looks really fun. That was Shelley Moore did that one.
Love Shelly. I gotta
What-
just give up and send all my things to Shelly and
I do send a
kiss
fair
my
amount. Like I'm
paycheck
sending a few
goodbye.
things
Did you
to
see
Shelley for the
the
new book.
sew along that
There's
Allison
this
Glass did, I think last year?
The
It
postage
was with the
stamps.
it was with the knit.
Oh, I
Oh.
saw that. It was the reverse applique on the
Yes.
jersey.
Yes, on the jersey.
Yeah, it was just towards the end of the year, starting into this year, because I was looking at doing it while I was on
Yeah.
my trip to Antarctica. And I thought that would be fun. And then I realized that was going to
would.
weigh way too much for me to be allowed to bring it
Yeah.
in my luggage, my 35 pounds of luggage for a 2.5 week trip. It's like,
Can you not
unless
pay
I'm
for
wearing
it?
that as a loincloth.
Can you not pay for extra luggage?
There I couldn't because I had to fly domestic. I just saw your thing, Donna. That looked cute.
Hey,
What do you got?
I'm trimming
Oh, look at that
down
ruler.
tonight.
A cutie cuts ruler.
Yeah, it's the Lori Holt cute
Mhm.
cuts. Just
Yeah,
I'm
I was-
using it the 14 and a half in order to trim blocks.
I just ordered a
So,
16 and a half
yeah.
from a place and they didn't let me know before they shipped, but they were actually out. And so I'm still waiting for to be able to do that for a quilt that I've been putting off for 15 years. So why bother at that point, right? It's a t-shirt quilt.
Oh,
It's going to be
Okay.
like 30 stories high at this point. So who cares?
Donna, does that ruler have the 1/8 marks?
it has a 1/4 inch on the outside.
But in the inches, they have
Let's
the
see.
1/8
I
or the
don't know. It
1/16?
really is no, these actually have it's like gridded. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's
And so
half
it doesn't
inch.
have the A, it's
Half
half.
inch,
It
and then
doesn't.
the outside. Yeah,
Oh,
the
so you could
outside
really
has your
fussy
1/4 inch
that.
seam allowance or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen those. Can be helpful.
Yeah, and then it has, of course, your lines across and stuff. I don't know, maybe that's a better angle you can see it. But I just got through spraying it down because it was sliding, and I use this on all my rulers.
What is
Called
it called?
ODIF
Grippy?
ODIF
You
Grippy
like
Spray.
that? You like grippy?
ODIF Grippy Spray. You just spray it on the back side of your ruler, and like I can do this. So I don't know if you can see how well you can
Yeah,
see
I can
this
see.
that I'm laying down. But if you turn this, it moves. Everything stays. Like, so
Wow.
it's still where I laid it down at. And I,
Does it
and
mess
if it,
with the
after a while,
transparency?
because I use it all the time, right?
Does it
Yeah,
mess with the
yeah, it's clear.
transparency
You
at
can
all?
see through that. It's kind of,
Okay.
it looks a little smoky. Let me see. Here's one that I've used for quite a while. And it's not as, well, it kind of looks smoky there too. But anyway, it wears a little bit after a lot of use, which I use all my rulers a lot, right? So I just respray it. But you can get it at Walmart. I ordered it. You can get it online, wherever. But
That's amazing.
this, I was trying to square this up, right? And I have to lay the grass line at the 2 inches, and I started cutting, and it's like this stupid thing is moving. So it's like, okay, I grabbed my spray because it is
You're
a
like, I
little
didn't spray
texture
this one
on the back.
yet.
No,
Oh, I'm so
I
cheap.
didn't, but
I use hot glue on the back of my rulers
Oh goodness.
and I stick them
does it
to my
work?
floor and then peel them up immediately. I'm not even kidding. I've done that while I've been on with you guys. I'll stick them to the floor real quick and then peel them up and it leaves the dots of glue, but like really smashed in there and then they don't move. But then I have dots of glue
That's
on the
all
back.
that matters.
You know, but they're not moving.
Yeah.
But you know, if I wait too long, I glue them to the floor. So I'm paying all this money for these rulers, but then I'm gluing
And
them
your
to my
floor.
floor because I'm
And
too
your
cheap.
floor.
I use
Let's not
the
discount the
doesn't
floor.
matter to me.
I'm sure there's something else I could use, but the thing that I'm not going to be closest to is well, maybe my ceiling, but my floor, right? Like I'm not, it's vinyl plank. It'll be fine, right? They say.
In
I use
theory.
the True Grips, and they're
Oh, I
like
do
the little.
have some of those.
Yeah, they work really good. Like, and
They
I
work great for the little rulers,
yes as
the
well.
little itty
Yes.
bitties.
So the small dots
I
inside
do
the
like
donuts
those.
I use for
Because
the real tiny
if I-
hexes and the real tiny rulers, and then the bigger dots I use for my bigger rulers because the center.
Problem is I want to use so many of them. I want to be like this corner, this corner, this corner, this
I just-
corner.
I do
Yeah.
that.
But they cost.
My-
I mean,
My
yeah,
thing
it's me
is,
and my glue
I just
box.
don't want my ruler to move.
I don't either.
I just don't
Nobody
want my
wants the
ruler
ruler to
moving
move.
after
I don't know
lay it down. So this works.
why they even make them so that they
Yeah.
move is kind of stupid, really.
And they have people. A lot of people use those Quilter Select, but they're very, very
I have a few of
expensive. And
those.
I don't care. I can pay $1 for a ruler and just spray this on the back. It doesn't matter. It will not move, and that's that's
Well,
all that matters. If it doesn't move, then it works. That works
the
for me.
Otis brand
find-
is
So
pretty good for anything spray. I found they really seem to be reputable. Oh my God,
I feel like
reputable.
sometimes some of them are like so thick that like you can't reposition it. Like if you're like trimming a half square triangle down, like I have a hard time getting it
Yeah.
to be positioned. So it's like a fine line between like where
Too
that is.
sticky, and
Yeah.
that's why I
But-
like my glue, because when I don't have any pressure on it, it still wants to move. I do have one of these Quilter Selects, and I do like it, but it kind of feels like it picks up filth. I don't know how
feel
to
like-
explain it. It's not filthy, but I mean, I'm in a basement. It's a nice basement, but it's
Aren't you
still, there's a
supposed to be
lot of
able to run it
fabric.
underwater to like get that off?
I don't know. That's a good point. I should probably
Sort of like-
wash these.
Yeah, sort of like I think you're supposed to run it
Show
underwater
towel.
to get that off. Oh, that's cute, Stephanie.
I didn't actually piece this one. One of my team members
I
did,
don't need this. Just
but I
spray it.
need to
Yeah.
actually quilt it.
I just-
Yes. Aren't they fun?
So, do you ever fold
I-
your quilts on diagonal?
I saw it and it makes sense in my head, but I have 120 some to do and I don't really want to do that. So,
You're like, I just did like 30
had a-
of them, and
I
I'm
had a
not doing
I
it
know.
again.
here's a cave one.
A long time
I had
ago, like I don't know, like years ago.
Shell.
Oh, hold on. We're talking over each
They
other, and that
roll-
gets really hard.
Go ahead, Donna.
Now no one's talking.
I was just saying there was a cool thing that I saw where they rolled them. You lay the right side down, take one of your top corners and just bring it to the other side so that it makes a triangle shape. Then you fold the quilt long ways in half, then in half again, then flip that over and then start at the bottom where the angle wasn't, that first angle that you made, and then
Okay.
roll it, and then that angle tucks in the fold of it. It's really cool. And so I roll my quilts up so they're not all folded in a fold, they're not all folded.
My
like
challenge is I
I-
need them to
in-
fit here.
That's what what Donna was talking about. That's what I was gonna say. I think it was Leah Day many, many years ago. I think she did a video about that where she folded them on the bias and on the diagonal and then rolled them, and like once a year or twice a year she goes in and would do
Yeah.
it the opposite way. I think it was Leah Day. I could be wrong, but it's
Right.
a pretty old video. I feel like it's like maybe
This was just a
7 years old.
YouTuber.
Yeah. She's
This was a YouTuber. But,
Yeah,
but
she's a
then they end up being different sizes too, because like your bigger quilts are long, like when you fold them that way, they're longer and they may be about the same size around. But then depending on the length and width of your quilt, they're usually depends on how wide it is, how long the roll is, but they're usually about the same size around. But anyway, that's how I've been storing mine. I really like it, and they're cute like that. They're all stacked up.
The wall
I
big
is full
personally
again.
tower of
have
rolls.
That
every
looks
single
so
quilt.
good.
That looks so good. I have every
Oh.
single quilt that I've kept in rotation right now. So there are no quilts that need to be just folded. Well, that's not really true. I have a few of my grandmother's that are up there, and I guess I have two of mine, but generally I gift them because I'm so excited about them, or I
Yeah.
just haven't quilted them because they exist and they're just not quilted, or they're in rotation because, you know,
I don't
family gets
have
cold.
too many that exist but are not quilted. I have a lot that are not finished. Started, not finished.
Just
That
that they
entire
I guess I
thing
have that.
is started but not finished. And some of it's garments. Some of it's just all the components to like
Oh,
do a project. But like, you know, I haven't started it.
My whip
it's not all
pile is
UFOs.
shrinking, but if you're considering my whip pile to also contain all the quilts I haven't quilted, which I'm improving, so I'm slowly
don't
getting
think
to
you
the
do
good
that.
stuff. You know,
I
Mm.
don't include the quilts that haven't been quilted in my whip pile. No way. I would feel
yeah, I
defeated
am
all the
right
time.
now because I need to actually finish them. And I don't want to do my Christmas quilt. There, I said it.
Oh,
Ugh.
Chantel.
Why don't you want to do it?
Right now I have
Because
a
she
bunch
used cheap
to
backing
quilt that I can
and she regrets her life choice. That's why.
I
Or
regret
background fabrics.
using the crappy black background fabric that has no hold to it whatsoever. It's completely see-through. If it were an outfit, you'd be embarrassed. Okay. And it's combined with really expensive out of print Tula fabric that I can't get anymore. If I look like I'm about to cry, I might. Like this quilt is
Show us.
Maybe we need to have a seam ripping day
Show us.
where I come out and we just rip seam.
oh, show us, she said. Show
Oh,
us.
Candy says she's seen where they have a spare room with a bed and they just lay them out on top of each other. I have seen that too. I do not have spare anything in my house. I have too many things in my house. So maybe when I'm an empty nester someday.
We're maximalists.
Yeah, I
If
sent
there,
you that.
other than
I
that
was
wall
like-
behind you,
Well, yeah, that too. I was thinking today I need to start hanging stuff up there. I
it's
saved
still
the
chained
Liberty
together,
bag.
by the way.
I want to hang the Liberty bag on there.
Oh, do
somewhere.
it.
I need to do
I
that.
have mine
and then,
hanging, but I bought
and
one of
then,
those ones.
and then
I got
this
my Liberty
one.
bag.
Oh,
This
that's
came
cute.
from the trip, and it's like my colors, and it's made in England. So one of the people that were there brought these.
Is it
Yeah,
velvet?
So cute. It is woven
Wool.
Oh,
wool.
Like a woven wool.
It's like a tapestry thing.
Look, it's still chained together. This is how.
okay.
Well, that
so
part
what,
you haven't cut, so we can
what-
do that part. That's easier.
yeah, what would you have to rip out? It doesn't look like
Oh,
you'd have
that's
to
just
rip
that
out.
part. All
Some
of
of
this
them
part's,
are
like, kinda
actually like
finished.
cut and done.
It
But
was
if we
actually
have
one
like
of
a
your
party,
patterns.
we can do it. I know. And you got really mad at me
Oh,
when I
and you know what I'm
deep fat
feeling
fortified
now?
it.
I'm feeling how fat these seams feel and thinking I don't want to quilt that. I have a few of the blocks done. It's not bad, but you can see right through that black. Look at behind.
Is it just like what fabric was it? Was it just a plain solid?
It's just a plain solid, but I didn't buy quilt company quality.
Oh,
This guy's right here. This is why you don't do this. This isn't even good enough fabric to be a slip.
They
Okay.
are going to come for you now on the interwebs because people hate it when you tell them don't buy cheap fabric. They're like, it's fine.
But this is literally why you do it, because I
I
can
know.
see right through it. And you think that it's going to be okay, but it's stretching and it's getting all out of whack. And it's just doing all of the things that that you don't want to have happen.
Scroll up your text
Mhm.
messages to my free weekends in the summertime and pick one. And we'll have a slumber party
yeah.
and we'll rip seams and get you set
I'm
back
not
up.
ripping all of this out.
I will help.
Just the ones that are
Okay.
not put together, maybe.
You know
Okay.
what? You
Because I mean,
could
I have blocks.
what you could do is just rip out like one block a week. Do like one block.
I got pieces.
Do one block a week. Get your new background fabric that you want, like buy your black Tula,
I just
Sparrow,
need like black
whatever.
that's actually like, look at,
like a
can you
Bella.
guys see me through this?
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Yes.
There's not even, I'm in a basement, you guys.
Yeah.
This is not,
Yes.
this,
Then.
you should not be able to see like the cats or me, or for goodness sakes, you could probably see the black of my sweater between it.
Well, one
It's
time
awful.
I
And I
did a
didn't
big-
notice this. This was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was just a keen, happy kid. And now I am a broken adult with this fabric. Maybe it's not that bad.
no, I get it.
But,
So a couple of years
look
ago,
at all
I
this
did a
Tula. Mm,
I did a baby
sorry.
quilt, and I had found a fabric, and it was a very thin fabric, but I liked it. I wanted to incorporate it in there, and I took it and I fused it to cotton, to a cotton interfacing, not a regular interfacing, but a cotton interfacing. Okay, but there was only one strip in the whole quilt, so I was okay with doing that because I liked this particular pattern that was on this fabric, even though
Mhm.
it was really low quality, and it worked really well, and it's kept it looking good and stuff. Now I don't know 50 years from now if that strip will still be there, but I did do that. But I wouldn't suggest you do that for the whole quilt. But what you could do, you could just every week find your backing fabric that you want to use, your background fabric you want to use.
I was
Every
also missing a square. I remember this now. I'm
Every-
missing one square of black.
And then in like maybe if you did it every week, one block, like maybe in 3 months, it'll be done. And then it will make you cry and you'll be happy because that's your
But
precious
it's going
Tula
to be done and not done right. You know what it is? I bought this fabric while my grandmother was sick, right before my mother passed. So my grandmother passed and then my mother passed. And so my mom actually got to see this fabric and everything. And I think
will
it's
help you.
just, yeah,
I will help you.
I got to rip it apart or put it together, one or the other.
I will help you if the choice is rip it apart.
Yeah, I say rip it apart. And
The
that you
choice
guys,
is never rip it apart, guys. That's
I
the
don't mind
problem.
ripping.
But I
Ripping
mean,
doesn't bother
it is
me.
see-through. But maybe I back these ones. But then again, I'm going to use black.
How about keeping that? How about keeping that and using black batting?
Yeah, I have
There's
black
black
batting.
batting. Just
Oh,
use
I have
that.
it on my,
that.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you could use
That's a
black
lot
batting,
easier choice, I think, than ripping it apart.
but that's not going to fix it like wearing over
Quality.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over time, that thin fabric won't hold up and it will deteriorate a lot faster than the Tula.
Make it a wall
Yeah.
quilt.
It'll also wash
Make
out.
it a wall quilt.
Well, that'll wear out faster with the color.
Well, if it's
I
in the
say-
basement, maybe. I don't
I
know. I
say
think it's
rip
going to
it.
have to come apart.
Make it a wall.
But then we're going to have all these weird bias seams too.
I can handle it. It'll be okay. You
I
spray
know
starch.
you can handle it. Can I
I will help you.
emotionally handle taking it apart?
I
If
will
Maybe
help.
Zoe
it's a
wasn't-
4-block quilt.
If Zoe wasn't
Maybe it
having
has
a baby,
4 blocks and like 8 feet of border.
I'll help you. You're gonna be pissed if you don't do it the right way. You know you
Exactly.
will. I'll help you.
exactly.
Ah,
I would come out and help you if Zoe wasn't having a baby, but I have to.
I know, right? When is that
Yeah.
baby coming?
August 24th. That's the due date.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
We'll see. I think she's scheduling a C-section this time, so she could probably pick her date if she wants to do it around, but it'll be around there. But yeah, I mean, you
I
can
never got
always.
to pick my dates.
All right, so like, we could do 3 things, okay? But you got to pick you got to pick a new backing first. Okay, that's your first step.
I just need black, like good black, like
Yeah.
Bella black, or I mean, I'll go through it and
I like
See?
Riley Blake black because Riley Blake doesn't spray like Moda.
What you could do is
Moda's solid.
after
Go with
you
the
pick-
Free Spirit black because it'll be the exact same weight.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Go with the Free Spirit. So when you decide your date, what you could do is you could send a couple blocks to me and I can rip with you guys over Zoom. So I
There
can
we
be
go.
part
Rip
of the summer
together.
party. Yeah.
Does anybody else want a block to rip? Let her rip.
Sure.
Okay, how many blocks
Where do
do you have?
you live?
I'm in Illinois.
Where do
the
y'all
middle
live?
of- I'm in Peoria, Illinois.
And I'm in the
Ish.
Quad Cities, which is like 90 minutes.
And
from here.
normally it wouldn't be any big deal for me to come out there. You know that because mom lives close to you, but just with my daughter being pregnant this year,
Oh.
I can't fit that trip in. But I could do it over Zoom. You could send me a couple blocks. How many blocks do you have total?
I don't know. How many blocks are in this?
There's
quilt
18
stuff?
in that one because it's called 18 karat.
Okay,
Actually,
so
that might not be true. It might
This is the original
18.
18 karat.
18. Yep.
okay, so
It might
so-
actually
So
be.
send everybody 3 blocks.
It might be 36 because the blocks kind of come together as you put it together. But she hasn't sewn all
I
of
don't
them
know.
together.
There's a lot of tiers that'll.
okay, so the
This
wait,
part's not so bad.
show what
It's
size the
this
block
part.
is. Because is that one that you held up? Is that
They're
4
charm,
blocks?
not charm. They're layer cakes, so it's 10
Yeah,
by
that's
10.
4 blocks. Or that's 2 blocks. What she held
This
up.
is 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Ugh.
if you have, so you're thinking
I can
of
literally
that,
see you through this, but
you have
not on her
18 of
fabric.
those. 18 of those, right?
I only have like 4 of the ones done, but I have a lot of the cut strips done. And then I have some that I gave up on that are like, so I have a whole bunch of these. That won't be so bad, but then you're dealing with bias. So you gotta be really careful.
Yeah.
My opinion on these is to slice and just add extra black. You're not going to notice that 1/4 inch difference across the entire quilt,
I'll do it.
only if it were within the block.
You send me those bits. And
The
I'll take
cut
care of
ones?
it. Yeah. Or we
Aye.
can meet in the middle for lunch
Send me
sometime.
blocks. I will have to take them.
Is there a
Everybody-
family museum in Galesburg?
You can
Like that would be ideal.
I know, right?
Divide
Is there
it between
anything to
us
do?
and everybody gets a portion. And then by the end of the year, it's done. You have it all ripped and all you have to do
I would be
is
shocked if this were ever done. It
we're going to
feels
make it happen for
endless.
you.
Look it, I'm on the last tree.
Yay.
Oh, nice.
Bee
That is
block.
gorgeous. That's really cute.
That's
Yeah.
so cute.
Okay,
I
these are
love the
coming
little
out
These have,
really
this is
easy,
my
though.
first this is my first Lori Holt quilt to do, like for this kind of applique. I really like it. And
What kind of
these houses
applique
are
is it?
just stinking cute.
She
I've never
does-
did with
What
her.
kind of applique
So
is
it's where
it?
you sew she uses the so simple shapes.
Yeah.
She uses the so simple shapes. It's like an interfacing. You draw the shape, you put that with your right side up of your fabric, you stitch on the line you traced, and then you cut the back of the interfacing in a plus sign, and then you turn it out. And so it's all finished edge. And so I chose to do the invisible machine applique on all of mine instead of
that's
doing it
what
by
I would've
hand.
chose
I'd still
too.
be, yeah. Wouldn't get done.
Although I do
So
a lot
so
of
it's all
handwork,
invisible machine applique.
so I shouldn't
I
act like
can't
I
do a
would be
lot of
against
handwork.
that, but
I-
you can't do it.
My thumb would not let me. My hand hurts after I sew a print on my hand. So I
Oh,
have to limit, I have a bunch of wool that I'm appliquing.
All
So
right,
I
guys.
have to limit my handwork. And
I already
so
got one
that's why I
apart.
chose to do this.
Look how fast
Look at
that
that.
was.
Yeah.
Va
yeah,
you
because
can do
this is made of nothing. So, maybe it's just the full blocks I don't want to do, but oh my God, don't do this to yourself, guys. Like, what did
Literally,
I do? What
will
was I
help you.
thinking?
It'll be fine. You didn't know better.
Everybody, no, I didn't know.
What
You
is
told
it?
me.
The
I
opinionated
did tell you, but you
quilter?
didn't know better.
She
You
puts
had
all her-
probably already spent a fair amount on that, and you weren't like, you didn't have the same kind of budget as you did now.
Yeah.
No, Now we
Who's
can buy the
ringing?
free spirit.
Who
I
is
do not
ringing
know. It is not
constantly?
me.
Can we turn the ringer down? Whoever's doing
Or-
that.
Unless it's your like glucose monitor, which it's probably not, but yeah.
If it's that, then like take care of it. But
Yeah, take care of it. Go have
like
some cake
we
like
don't
we
want
did.
you to have anaphylactic shock.
Guys, I have
the
never
Zoom.
had anything tear apart this beautifully. That's kind of funny.
That's
This
because
quilt
it's a
wanted
hot
this to
mess.
happen.
She might have it done and not be able to
Oh
send
my
us
gosh,
anything,
sorry.
Stephanie.
Maybe.
I wish that you guys could see this because I just like I basically pinned it into my machine and then I put my seam ripper in and I'm just going to and it's immediate. Okay, well, that was a lot of bitching for
For
maybe
something
not
that turned out
anything.
not so bad. Hopefully.
Yeah, maybe.
Meant to be.
I
Meant to be
not
for you to
buy.
rip it
I don't
out.
think I bought Harry Potter Christmas fabric that I wanted to buy. So I have this
Ooh.
like thought that I'm gonna do like reusable gift wrap this year. And I
Out
bought
of all the fat quarters we own but don't actually use.
actually so kids' presents are bigger and they don't fit in that.
That's true.
So
Gotta buy the yardage, everyone.
Were you going to
exactly.
suggest you use the black
kids
for
one.
wrapping presents? They'll
There
be
you
able
go.
to see right
No,
through.
that's what I'm going through right now. I bought a bunch of the stuff on sale at Joann's
Fled.
at the end of the
Everybody
season.
wants Alexander Henry Christmas fabric. You
I
have my
do
permission.
I do have some of that actually. And so what I did though was I bought like a yard and a third or a yard and something like that, whatever 44 inches wide is, so that way I can create a square from it and be able to like wrap it neatly or cutely or something. So
Chantel got to see my Alexander Henry stash. And I have like all the colors of the Christmas fabric. I have a whole bunch. I don't have all of it, but I have a bunch of the different years and the different lines and stuff. That would be funny.
It was good.
I appear to
Good
need
stuff.
more
We should
comic
talk about what
boards.
we're doing for the Halloween. I think they've closed up the signups, but
No, it's till the 9th. She extended it.
oh, well then yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah, so
Go ahead. If you're an English paper piecer,
yes. The coffin, it's a coffin
hexie
EPP
swap.
swap. I guess that's what you call it, is a coffin hexie, right?
I've been calling them a coffin hexie, but
Okay.
I guess they technically are a type of hexie. I mean, they have 6 sides.
And
6
technically
feet below too.
her Stephanie, you would have to put her link in the comments if anybody wanted to check it out.
Can you send it in the
It's
chat and then I
S&S
can put it there?
handcrafted,
Yeah.
right? And so
It's-
she's
I'll look it up.
organized this
Yeah.
huge swap.
It's
She has at
Sans
least 130 people.
It's Sans space handcrafted space LLC. I couldn't remember if she put the LLC before or after, but I just looked it up. And so she has
I
an
see her
Etsy
on
shop.
Etsy. Is that the one we're going to?
Well, yeah, so she has an Etsy, but she's also on Instagram. Okay. So I have ordered from her multiple times. I don't know, I've been buying from her for like 2 years on Etsy. And then I also follow her on Instagram. Well, she's been doing this coffin hexie swap. Apparently it used to be done by a different guy and she took it over in 2018. But then last year it was a busy year for her, so she didn't do it. And so she's, reinstating it this year. And you can pick the ones you want to do. You can bake them like with what's it called, Chantel, with a seam or without a seam?
Right. So here,
I am linking
go
to
back
it now.
a little bit. So
Did you find her
basically
thing on
everybody
Instagram?
has the option of making 1, 3, or 5 of basted or unbasted
I have example. I'll be right back.
hexies, coffin hexies, with an approved fabric approval by them. And basically what it is that you're going to make 20 of each batch of a single fabric or a single fussy cut fabric. And you're going to send them into her. And then in return for the fee, which honestly I just don't feel like is very much, she will sort them all out and send you the same amount returned of 20 different mixed up items. And so you have the option of doing up to 5 of each. So you could do 5 unfussy cut and 5 fussy cut packs, which would be 200 of these, and you can do them basted or unbasted depending on what you want. And she will mix them all up and make you get all the different combinations basically that everybody else sent in. Very
We used
cool
to
idea
do
for a swap.
something like that, like really early on. And that I think would be easier because people are cutting it like a little bigger. Whereas
Yes.
like if you're doing it for piece quilting and someone isn't very accurate, then I would feel always really bad sending stuff out that wasn't like the way it should
I've
be.
definitely given some advice in the Facebook group to people who are trying to figure this out for the first time, because that seems to be, as much as I didn't think it was going to be my area of expertise, English paper piecing is what I do the most. And so, yeah, there's a lot of people that don't understand the process of it at all. And they're trying to do this for their first time. So I feel like this is a good time to do it. But yeah, at the same time, I'm a little concerned about what I might get in return.
Yeah,
Because you have people doing it for the first time, but it's like, I just, give the advice when they ask and hope that they understand that that whole 1/4 inch thing is not set in stone when you move to EPP.
No,
well, like
she requires 3/8. She requires 3/8 of an inch seam, and she is
Or
meticulous.
greater.
Yes. She is very meticulous. She, scans
She
it.
sorts
Anything that
this
doesn't
out.
pass the bar, she doesn't send out. I mean, she's really good at this, and the people continue to come back and back. I think she's got like 150 people right now in the swap. So I mean, it's a good size. She says she spends about 2 weeks doing nothing but sorting and sending them
Wow.
back out. But they come again and again and again, and you get a really good variety. And but she's very meticulous. So
when we used to
That's
do them, I
awesome.
would hire college students to come for like $10 an hour cash, and they would help me sort everything.
I need somebody to do that in general in my life. Like
I
sort
know,
these
right?
toys. These are shoes. These are shirts. Now make sure that every Barbie has shoes and shirts on. Here's $10.
Aren't Barbies supposed to be naked?
I feel like they're supposed to be naked, and you're
Yeah.
supposed to find random shoes in your like spoon drawer. That's the point, right?
Yes. I bought this
We
to
don't even
make
play Barbies.
a Luciana dress. It's quilting cotton from Joanne, so it's not like
Oh,
nice.
it's like perfect for that. You should
But-
make her a quilt, the starry quilt.
Well, we're gonna do I have the actual starry blanket, but
Oh, this
I
one
was
starts.
Ansel wanted one like a matching dress for her and Luciana, so
That'd be perfect.
I feel like I should actually wash this first.
Now you
which
got to
will-
find the boots. So hey, it goes back to
I have the boots,
We
and
made
Angela
it.
has a similar boot.
we made it what 48 minutes before we talked
We
about
did.
American Girl dolls.
We did pretty good.
We
I
should
haven't had
probably
a
keep
chance
that
to
on a
look at-
timer every time.
I know, right? We haven't
How long did we
had a
make
chance
it?
to look at the catalog yet. But oh,
Ooh.
actually, I got an email today. It sounds really cool. So it's some company that has like a Bluetooth printer that somehow doesn't require ink, which seems like weird, but it prints on thinner paper. So it's like ideal for like tailors and dressmakers. And they reached out, they want to do a sponsorship video and send me the product. And I was like, yes, yeah, what's your
Done.
budget? Let's just do it. And so if they're
We
watching,
have the perfect item to do it for.
yes, if you're watching, we will make it happen for sure.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh, we have ideas. We have a lot of ideas.
we
We have
do.
a million uses for
Have you
something like that.
done your thing, your first assignment yet?
No, have you?
I watched the video. I did that. On
I don't
moving
even remember
darts.
where the videos are kept. So, that would probably be assignment,
One. Figure where that is.
0.05 right there.
I might maybe
God, I
my
can't
Facebook
even-
password, to be honest.
Oh God, who knows their Facebook password?
Isn't this fun?
Nobody.
This is so fun.
That's
It
really
looks,
cool.
It looks a lot
I
darker
want that on the
the
back of a
screen
quilt.
than it is in real life. Except it's not, I mean, it's okay quality. It's better quality than your black fabric, but it's not.
Yeah, well,
so.
everything. I mean, a muslin is better quality than this.
Muslim's good quality.
But look at this. This is gonna be my gift wrap for next year,
Oh, that's cool.
in theory. Except I really thought I bought the
You guys are all getting
Harry
gift
Potter.
wrap in this crappy fabric that
there you
feet
go.
apart.
Sounds great.
Okay, I had to leave the room. What were you talking about, Stephanie? Are you going to do swap? Is that what I heard you say?
No, I used to do them. And I did one with a log cabin with a star in the center, and it literally broke me. I like couldn't do it ever again after that.
Oh, really?
Well, that was like a block swap.
Well, no, you sent in the pieces. Everyone bought a yard of fabric and cut it and sent it in. And then I mixed it all up.
Oh.
So you would get a scrappy one. We had like 75, 100 people in it. And, I said it has to be quilt shop quality, but that I was getting some of it and I was like, I don't think this is. And like, it looked like one person literally cut it with scissors.
Well, one
And
of
I
the
was-
things that Carrie
I was
does,
just like,
is
I don't feel
she-
good about this.
yeah, she makes everybody like she has to approve your fabrics first. So you have to submit what you're going to do and she has to approve. So
Okay.
I
That makes sense.
signed up for 8. What did you signed up for 6, right, Chantal?
No, I signed up for, didn't I sign up for 4? Or did I sign up for 6?
I think you signed up for 6. 3, what did you call it? Not seams.
Fussy cut, and then we have fussy cut and
basting.
non-fussy cut, and then it basted. Yeah, I did
Yeah.
basted.
Yeah, you did 3.
Oh, I might have to ask her.
And you
Can
did
you
both
ask
of them
her?
basted, right?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think, yeah.
You did 3 sets fussy cut, 3 sets non-fussy cut. I did
Are you
5
sure?
sets.
Because I'm pretty sure I did 1 fussy and 3, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I have not washed this.
But anyhow, so I have to submit the 8 fabrics that I'm going to use to her. So I've submitted like 5. So I have 3 more that I'm, planting down. But she approves them first, to make sure that there's like not a lot. Like when I was talking to her,
Variety
she said
and
things.
such.
She does not like candy corn, and she said people will send in all the candy corn, and they will just have just lots of candy corn. And the idea of it is in your, quilt, you don't want the same thing. You want lots of variety. So you don't want necessarily 15 different types of candy corn, maybe 2 candy corn, but
Some
not
people don't
15.
want candy corn at all.
Exactly.
So this is a Halloween thing, and you can still
Mhm.
sign up to do it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you sign-ups are good.
And how much
until
does
the
it
9th.
cost?
I put the link
It's not
to
much.
the
It's like,
to the Instagram in there.
yeah.
Yeah. So she has the thing on there. When you click the link, it'll take you can go and it's the instructions, gives you all
I
the
can add it to my stories as well too, because I'm mostly through Instagram.
yeah.
Steph lives on the
Okay,
wild
okay.
side over
I'm
here, the
probably
YouTube
gonna-
side.
I probably won't do it. I have
The
too
don't
much
feed it
stuff.
after
I don't
midnight
need
side.
another thing to do.
I know
I'm
that
trying
feeling.
I'm trying to get this one caught up because I'm doing the how to build a scarecrow. So I got to get busy on that one. I just got fabrics for that. So
All right, whose
I don't
phone
need
just
another-
buzzed? And if it's you, if you could mute that phone,
If you can,
that'd be great.
Donna, was that your phone or
I think it did. It went. Hang
Yeah.
on, hang on.
Yeah.
It did it again. Hold on. Hold on. Okay.
Thank you.
Yay!
Yay.
it was funny when you said glucose meter, Chantel, because my mom's glucose meter goes off like that, drives me nuts.
Yeah, we don't want that.
But she's got to
I
have
had
it.
to make
so.
it. I had to make mine annoying so that I would actually pay attention to it.
Oh, Chantal.
Yeah,
was,
I don't
like,
have
This
the
is
one
the
that
one
you
I was
sent me.
telling you about.
That's so cool.
That
That's
is
cool.
cute.
That's so cool.
Some
Are
of them
you
are
gonna make
very
a dress
tiny.
for the girls out of that?
I mean, I don't know what I'm doing
I feel
with
like
this.
you need to make a gown for a doll.
I did design
Let's get the
a
cool
doll
blueprint,
gown. Where is it? Let me
Bluetooth
find
printer
it.
thing without ink and
That would
I know,
start
right?
pattern
cute, like
making.
a little tutu made of that for the girls.
Oh my
Let me grab
gosh.
it.
A
This
cape.
was ridiculously expensive, and I did not realize it until I
We
was
see the
checking out.
shorts. Ooh la
She's
la.
got it now.
Did you
She can fit
see?
all of
Did,
them?
did you see my
Not the butt,
derriere?
just the shorts.
Oh, I hate my shorts.
I can see why your husband loves the shorts.
This
Where
is
is
what
my
I
good
started
Steam River?
to design with that.
Oh yeah.
Let me
So
see.
this is kind of what I was thinking. Like something
Oh,
up top, but like a big giant butterfly bottom. This is my doll clothes designs, by the way. Sometimes I
those are
design
cute.
stuff and I think this is so innovative, and then I like look at it the next day, I'm like, not so much. This was
Yeah.
Angela's ballet costume last year. This one I thought would be fun.
See, I've imagined that with the butterfly fabric, like floating off the back.
I
That could
agree.
be.
That could be
And
really
then
cool.
I actually made this one happen. And this one I thought would be cute. And this one I have an ombre fabric that I think would be fun with that.
But you know the one where she has it on the skirt already? If you brought it over to the side a little bit more and started at the side and had it thinner, and then as it wrapped around, had it get wider and wider
Yeah, that could be fun.
to the bottom, that would be really cute.
It's like rainbow too. Like it changes depending on where you're at, what you see. But
I hope you wind up making that. I want to see that.
someday. And this I got for like doing a leotard for the girls. Let me find the print that goes with it. I have so much fabric. Like basically, I'll have to bring you over here someday. This is my doll clothes section. Here we go.
Ooh.
So I got this one on mood.com. It's a scuba. And then this
Ooh,
one.
that's
Ooh.
pretty.
It's like an iridescent, like purpley.
I gotta get my drink. That's good stuff. I gotta sit back. Where's the
I
popcorn?
know, right?
Let's look at the
That
fabric.
looks very
Stephanie's
So much
fun
more
fabric.
fun than picking my scene.
Does it?
that
I
print.
should take
yeah.
this out. I've got like pins in here. I should put my actual alligator clips in. But yeah, I thought that would be really fun. So one of them is like a really good quality, and then the other one's like, Joann's, but it's fine.
You know, in
But
case anybody's still sitting on YouTube, you're welcome to come over to Zoom. Clearly, we are
You
relaxed
are.
and we are just hanging out here. You can come hang out
Look
too.
at
You
the
don't have to put your face on there or whatever, but you get it in real time.
The
which is
shine is
fun.
really fun.
Oh, that's pretty.
But yeah. Do you
Not all
want, should I?
Joann's is poor quality. You can
I
get
mean,
good quality at Joann's. You just gotta, be selective
You
about
have to be,
Like,
yeah.
I found a print
Don't think
that I
it's a
got.
good deal for any reason.
I got
It might
a print at Vogue Fabrics in Chicago years ago, years and years ago. And I saw it at Joann's the other day. So I think they got like the dead stock or something.
Joann's carries, like in the past, I doubt they're gonna do it now in the future, now that Alexander Henry is pivoting direction of what they're doing and not doing fabric anymore. But they've carried Alexander Henry in the past. But
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I bought some.
the difference is that the images on the material are either shrunk down or they're enlarged. So
They might be printed like just for that.
yeah, I think so.
So this is my doll clothes section of potential items. So like this is like
Shiny.
a faux leather.
I love
and then
that hot pink.
I like this one. This is like
That's a
whenever I have,
whole nother level of fabric collection that I don't have. Don't
so whenever I have
threaten me with
extra,
a good
More
time.
either.
like this one here was extra from Lily's costume this year. This is that ombre that I wanted to do. This is just leftovers. This one is
Where's
really
your tiny
fun.
prints?
I haven't put them up yet. I gotta still do that unboxing video. This one, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna do, but it's. I feel like the butterfly's too big, but I don't
What
know.
is the
figure
black
something out.
and white striped one? Is that like,
What here?
is that
This is like a houndstooth.
Okay.
And then anytime I see like a really tiny print, I just get like half a yard. And then anything that's left over, like I have all of these like tiny like ginghams and shirtings. This we made a skirt out of. This one I think is really cute. And then a couple eyelets that are small scale. This is left over from a costume, and this I just got because I thought it was cool, like rainbow tulle. But yeah, I have all kinds of random crap all over the place.
See,
There's
I'm kind of
also-
glad I haven't
there's
hopped
these
into the
two.
apparel fabric land yet.
Like
because
this one is super fun. I don't remember what this came from, but that's another like organza. This is like rainbow pleated.
My goal
This
would
one
be
could
to
work for
try
a
to
doll,
upcycle
too.
as much as possible that I can thrift, because think of all that awesome
Oh, yeah.
fabric that is going to waste, and the amount of like gowns, prom gowns, homecoming gowns, wedding gowns,
Oh yeah, I'm
dresses,
sure there's a
fast
lot.
fashion that is going essentially into the trash eventually. Like it might as well, go into the hands. So I feel like that would probably be the direction I
You would
go. And
go.
once I find a fabric that is like, oh yeah, I need to use this, then we start bouncing off the secondary fabrics and
Yeah, that would be
stuff
fun.
like that.
So like this is like my quilting stuff, although this is some garment. Like these are knits here. And I have dreams of making, pajamas for the kids out of knit. So
You're
this
gonna
one-
make it.
This one's different though. This one is like a nutcracker print, and then it's just, random holiday. Lily loves strawberries. This is a Harry Potter knit. And then just, some kind of more, not a rainbow, bright rainbow, but little rainbow.
How much of that Tula do you have of the
Which one?
The wood grain?
Oh,
Is that
this is the
flannel?
back. This is the back for my Tula one, just an FYI. So you can have the extras that I cut off the edges. You might be able to use some of it. But
I'm just saying, there's a possibility in all of this that I'm going to have some casualties on picking all of this and trying to put it together. I'm going to be screeching to a halt if I don't have enough. And I'm gonna be close.
I mean, it's flannel. I'm sure there'll
Oh,
be
it's
enough extra.
flannel.
Yeah.
I have some of the flannel, but I guess I still have my backing fabric, which is the original like buffalo check.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That
I
could
have
work. I mean,
some,
you never need it all.
You didn't show your Harry Potter, but I have some Harry Potter. It's sort of like a kind of a sheer, almost
Yeah.
it's not quite sheer. It's a little bit heavier than a sheer. I'm trying to think what that's called. Anyway, I'm making a kimono for my daughter out of it.
That sounds fun. That sounds very fun.
It is a cool pattern. I saw it.
What else do I have here that could be gift wrap? Oh, I have a Mickey from years ago in an art gallery that I just really liked.
Oh, that
And
is cool.
I
that
saved from our
Christ- is that
clearance bin.
Christmas
This
trees?
is Christmas. Yeah.
That's cute.
That's
I
really
like
cute.
that it's a
Really
different
like
color.
that one.
It would
But
almost make the cutest little Christmas sweater for a doll because it's like little mini Fair Isle.
they are pretty
Isle, is
little,
that
aren't
right?
they?
Yeah.
It would have to be something else though, because it's definitely like it's not a knit.
Could you make it into a little scarf or something, or a lining of a
Maybe.
coat?
It could almost be like a skirt, like a below the knee skirt.
Oh yeah.
That could be. But yeah, I'm currently attempting. This is the entirety of my Christmas collection at the moment. I don't have a lot of Christmas, but
Really?
Oh
That's
wow.
it?
Well, let me help you
that
with
is
that.
it. I have Christmas quilts though. I have lots of Christmas quilts. So
I do not. Well, I do. I have the one.
yeah. I have one that's like ready to be done pretty much, but it just
I have one that's waiting to be quilted
yeah.
that
I
I
have
might end up
those
sending out
too.
because I just don't know if I have the energy for it. I've never sent a quilt out.
It's not the worst thing in the world to do.
No, I'm sure it's actually wonderful and in a lot of ways. I just feel like maybe I should figure out my machine and let it machine quilt it
Oh, with like a panto.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's always an option.
Or the, semi-custom whatever, because I could figure that out. Or just free motion it myself and end up over planning for a quilt like I always do.
It's okay. Oh, I think
I mean, they turn
spent
out
too much
really
in here.
cool. I mean, I showed you my spider webs earlier. Hey, Gwendolyn, did you get to see my cool spider webs video I sent you?
No, I was
And
probably taking
Facebook.
my nap.
All right.
I
We have
had
to
a-
You
move this.
sent me a
really
video
bad
right after it.
migraine, and Theron was over here, so
Oh.
I had a nap watching Theron, and I went and took a nap.
I don't blame you.
I will look at it though.
Yeah, my spider webs glow in the dark.
You
I was
use
very
glow in the
excited.
dark thread?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's quite a bold choice, but luckily there's spider webs, so perfection is not necessary.
No, definitely not in that situation. Lily like made me buy this. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I should just make a pillow.
Just make a pillow.
Pillowcase for school next year.
I've never made a pillowcase.
They're pretty easy.
Yeah, well, I should get over that and just make a pillowcase. Maybe I'll make a pillowcase out of all this quilt fabric.
Don't do it. You do need actual yardage cuts for that. Okay. What am I doing here? I'm gonna add some fabric in there. Is what I'm gonna do.
What's everybody else working on if there's still people over on the YouTube land?
Well,
I'm sure there are
I'm
people
picking
floating
up
about
your-
over there.
now.
Yeah, what's everyone working out on
There-
over in YouTube? Glow in the
We
dark.
We usually
sounds
ask a
cool.
lot earlier, but we
Cynthia
have gotten
says.
comfortable with this.
We did. We definitely did.
Well,
And
it's
Kirby's
summer,
still
school's
organizing
out
things.
now. Now that school's out, people are vacationing and stuff like that. Summer.
That's true.
This is true. We do have 15 people watching now, though.
I hope they're sewing.
Hopefully. Hopefully you're all working on things.
And if you're not, but you wish you were.
It's all good. I'm just trying to organize my situation here because
I need to organize my situation so I could
It's
avoid
really
other
bad right now.
projects.
I don't
You
know.
guys
I
have
think
any vacation plans this summer?
yeah, kind of. We always do a week in Chicago because my daughter does a camp at the Joffrey in Chicago. It's like a dance lab. It's not anything you have to audition for, but she really enjoys it. Ralph says he's long arming at the moment, so that's
Nice.
fun. Tell us more about what you're working on, Ralph. But so
Or
that's like
better
at the
yet,
end of the
come
year.
show us what you're working
Oh
on.
yeah, you could do that
Yeah.
too.
Come
And then
visit.
I like visit with my parents, and they have a house in Wisconsin on a lake, so it's like a really nice, easy vacation. This week I took the afternoons off. Cynthia's working on a quilt for 4th of July.
I thought about starting a 4th of July quilt, but I gotta wait for the Halloween vibe
Yeah.
to get out of my Halloween
You're not
era.
gonna have
There you go.
time.
4th of July will be over by the time I'm done with the
I
Halloween.
know. So let's see, if we do Christmas in July, then we should be doing 4th of July and Memorial Day in like December, January.
Okay, let's plan it this year.
There you go. We can do that.
I think
We
I'm
can
just
make
gonna
that
do
work.
Halloween all year. That stuff's fun.
Yeah, me
It
too.
is fun.
I am having a blast on Halloween. I never thought I'd have so much fun.
I worked in retail for
do
so
y'all
long.
follow Power Tools with Thread? Do y'all follow Power Tools with Thread?
I do
Yeah.
not.
No.
Becky Thompson, she's doing a Halloween quilt right now with, she calls it snap applique. It's where she goes in and she uses the brother scan to scan the shapes and cut the fabric, and then she uses her embroidery program, which is brilliance, and then she sets it up to do the embroidery of it. So it's very cool. But anyway, she's doing a really cute Halloween quilt right now.
That
Really
sounds fun.
cute. And you don't
think
have
that's
to use,
such a
the scan and
applique.
cut and all that if you don't want to. You can just do regular applique, but it's really cute. Snapplique, it's because it's done in the embroidery unit.
She
Okay.
You
likes
set it all up
embroidery.
using the Canvas workspace, which is a brother thing. But I mean, it's all that part is all free. But you scan it in with a scan and cut, and then you take it into your embroidery program and set it up. So she's got it set up where it will do all
Did she say?
buttonhole stitch, what I call buttonhole stitch, all the way around everything, and it's perfect because you don't have to start and stop your machine with the needle down and do this so many stitches and then turn and all that. The
Does
embroidery
she,
machine embroiders it all.
Does she
So
say that the embroidery can be done with like Embrilliance
she has lots of
software
videos.
or anything like that?
Yeah.
Is that
But,
what it is?
well, you can do it with any software. I have Floriani. I've been working with it. I'm using Floriani software. You can do it with any software. You have to know how to do it. But she's got tons of videos. She did the Lori Holt chicken salad. She
Okay.
did that through all of that. So all of her shapes for chicken salad were cut with the scanning cut. All of the, tacking it all down was done with embroidery. The embroidery machine
Oh,
did it all.
I've
You
seen
set it all
people
up in
do
that
that.
and tell what stitch you're going to put on.
I
It's
have not
pretty
figured out my
amazing.
embroidery unit even after 3 years of having my machine, which is,
She's really found a
What kind of
niche
machine do you have?
embroidery.
I have a Bernina 770.
Huh?
I have a Bernina 770
Yeah.
with the plus upgrade, and I did get the new embroidery unit and everything. I have good intentions, but I have 3 children and 4 dogs, and we've moved
Yeah.
3
Well, then
times
see,
since
that's
I've gotten
me.
this machine.
I bought the
Are you-
scan and cut just to do, that kind of embroidery. I have the Epic 2, and then back in November I bought the Luminaire 3 by Brother. So
Oh, nice.
I have a machine, but I know how to use my embroidery machines. I wouldn't have them if I couldn't use them, but man, I love them. There's so much time that I do use them for piecing. I piece more than I embroider. And so I just have to get stuff caught up so that I can have time to embroider. But
I
I
do
want to
have the
do it.
backup machine.
I have the chicken salad book.
Barbara said
Huh?
she's enjoying listening to us.
Aw,
Thank you.
you're part of the conversation too.
Let's see. Happy Bergmeyer says this was fun. She's joining my mom's EPP stars flower garden type. Hexie
Yes.
and Jewels. That sounds fun.
That's my
currently
jam.
Yes.
trying to figure out what I'm doing with fabric
Oh, I
storage.
should have given you guys an update on the quilt I showed last week, which was an
Oh, yeah.
EPP project I was working on. I got hardly anywhere because I started doing a hand quilting project. So in the ADHD fashion, I hyper focused on one project and then
You're funny.
decided that I got all that thread and I should use it to prove to myself that, I was
It
worthy
wasn't
of
a
all
bad
that
buy.
pearl cotton. It was a great buy. It's been really
It's
fun.
called squirrel. It's called squirrel. I have mini squirrels in my sewing
Yes.
area.
But I also somehow managed to get all my nuts in order before hibernation. So I guess that's what matters.
I don't know about that. Mine is, I have block of the months. I have quilt kits that
Gwendolyn
I'm
has block of the
just trying to
month.
keep everything caught up.
I have so many
Huh?
block of the months. I'm taking like 5 of them to retreat to try to catch up on them.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
good
We're
plan.
starting
I
another
do
one.
cotton cuts and then I have a
guys.
couple
We are.
local quilts I do those block of the months.
Yeah, I think block of the month sound fun, but then
Well, and then I
being told to do something every month sounds annoying.
Yeah, you have to keep up with that. It
Well,
makes it
a
Yeah,
lot
see,
challenging.
I'm not good at that.
Well, no,
Yeah, a lot of people wait to the end to
here's
kind
my
of get
thing
stuff
with
together.
block of the months. My thing with block of the months are that I try and do it the week that I get it, like, whether I get it from a local quilt shop or it's something that's mailed to me, I try and do it that week, and that way I stay caught up. But I love doing them. I like them, so. But I have also lots of
I
other
do-
projects to do.
I do block of the month, not for doing them, like spreading out the project. I do it because
Sorry, that was cute the way you said
cost-effective.
that.
What?
That was cute the way you said that. I do them not so that I could do them.
Yeah. Okay. But
Which
so-
you could have stopped there for me.
Right. But it's because they're more affordable, because you're just paying, $30 or $40 a month for that part, and then in a year you've paid your couple of $100. It's just spreading out the cost makes it more affordable. I think
Definitely.
that's why I do.
Yeah.
But
You
I
end up
don't-
paying a little
I,
more,
It's
but
easy. Block of the
Question,
months are
guys.
probably the only thing that I do that I pay full price, that I consider paying full price for stuff. Usually
What are you
I
gonna do with
I
the
have
black fabric?
I have a long arm business, so I have
what am I gonna? Is it going on the
So I
wall
have
of
it-
shame?
yes, wall of shame.
I mean, I
Or
have
just
the
straight to the
shelf of
trash can.
shame.
Why
The
don't,
shelf
how
of
about,
shame where all the broken needles go and things like that, and the other things that I'm like, I learned a lesson with this, so it goes on the shelf of shame. I feel like at least one square of this needs to go on the shelf of shame.
one square, and then the rest
Well-
just put straight in the trash can.
The opinionated quilter, she puts all her scraps and all her stuff like that into a thing for a dog bed to stuff a
My
dog bed.
dogs don't deserve this, Gwendolyn.
It's better
I'm
than the
kidding.
trash.
You're right. Although I'm pretty sure that this will turn
it'll
into
be
nothing
covered,
in a year.
it'll be covered by some good fabric. It'll be covered by some good fabric. You'll never see it.
Ugh,
Have no
goodbye.
problem getting
I
rid
mean,
of
I
things.
hate throwing things away.
You
But
could put it in
goodbye.
a bag and just donate it. I'm sure somebody,
Can suffer
at
with it.
Goodwill would love
That's
it.
true. You never know. I just threw it in the garbage. I don't throw things in the garbage
That
either.
would be something good for somebody to practice. That could be some good practice fabric for practice some free motion
It's like
quilting or
giving
something.
somebody the game Jumanji, though. Like now you're gonna have an elephant stampede through your house. Like you just don't,
Well, not all fabric is used for quilting and clothing. You have a lot of fabric that's used for crafts.
There was,
junk
did a-
journals.
I did a thing at the library where we
I'm
made
so
paper,
emotionally over it that it must be thrown away.
and that was kind of fun.
You did a what?
Thing at the library where we made paper, and we did it through
Out of fabric?
what do you call it? Well, no, the fabric was what you put the paper onto. What they did was they shredded up a bunch of paper and then just let it soak overnight in a giant bin so it became like pulp. And then you
Yeah.
it had they just
And you
took,
can press that
dollar
into
store
mold.
frames. Well, they did dollar store frames, and they took the canvas off of them and replaced one of them with like a mesh, like a metal mesh, and you just kind of sifted it in this low flat bin, and then you had to kind of flip it out over a towel, but on top of the towel was just a square of fabric. And so apparently it's still drying in my garage. Apparently you can just leave them be, and at the end of the weekend you have homemade paper. So the kids had a really good time.
Homemade what? You have homemade
paper,
what?
paper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can also
So-
take that
But this was all
then
just
press it
trash
into
fabric.
mold.
Yeah, it was all just trash fabric that you were putting it on top of, because each sheet needed its own square
But
fabric,
you
and
can press
you
those
can
into
reuse
molds
it.
too and make stuff.
I'm sure. But my kids like to make cards, so I figured that could be fun for them. They could paint it
Would
up or
it be
something.
cruel to take all the random things my kids have decided that they don't want from the year and make them make new paper out of it?
Yes. I think that would be. I just
Well, they're like, I
quietly
don't really want
disposed.
this. You can keep it instead forever. And I'm like, I can't keep it forever. Like, I can keep some of it. The best things, your happiest things, the things you're most proud of. But no, I cannot keep an entire file box each every single year of your life.
I have a pile of artwork behind me of stuff that they did throughout the year, and it's going to get scanned in and printed on spoonflower and be in a quilt because this is something that my editor specifically requested. So it's something I have to figure out
good
in the next
idea.
couple of
Do
weeks.
they need a secondary quilt for that? Because
Only if you want to make it.
I have a box of my daughter's old artwork from when she was in school.
Yeah.
Read out like the cool stuff and I put it in a box that's in the garage. That's a good idea. I should do that. Scan it in and make a flower quilt.
Let's see.
do any of you guys
We have a
that
whole
Well,
sitting on
years ago,
Reddit?
conversation
when they
about
actually
EPP
had
going right now on the
Do we?
YouTube. Yes, they
I
got some
haven't
people
hopped
who's
over there.
learning. Barbara's working on one that's going to have over 20,000 pieces and 2,000 hours in it. The finished blocks are 48 pieces.
Ooh,
Oh my
And-
gosh, that's
for our Halloween
amazing.
coffin
Yeah.
one with Chantel and me.
I know, right?
Do it.
Could be fun.
It's it'll be an easy palette pleaser if you're
I'm gonna find them.
if you're used to stitching.
I had packed the ones I did. As soon as I'm done eating my pears, I'm gonna find them and I'll show you what they
Ooh,
look
I'm
like.
jealous of your pears.
Ooh, I have my Fox Chapel publishing agreement. When is my next section due? Ooh, August 16th.
Mm.
I can do this. I
Are
only
we
have to
doing
make
this
cool
again?
marshmallow.
Are you doing this to yourself again?
I am. Yes, I am. But I don't have to do it in 6 weeks this time. So there's that. I
No,
have
just like
2.5 months. What?
August what?
August 16th.
2.0.
Middle of August.
Yeah, but it's like the middle of June.
It's June 7th. That's not the middle of June.
You got 2 weeks before you got to worry. You're right.
No, it'll be fine. I'll live. It's
What
panel
else you got?
quilts. They're all panel patterns. These are
Yeah, that's what you said
in-
last time. Well,
They're supposed to be fast, in theory.
supposed to be.
And I don't have depression this time. And I'm okay being on camera
Yay!
again. And I kind of have some of my life back together. So we're good.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
So Stephanie, on that note, I want to tell you thank you.
Yeah.
Because my depression, I have noticed it the last couple of months sneaking back up because it's a lifelong battle. If
Oh,
you're
for
fighting
sure.
it all the time, right? And I was just muddling through, not whatever. And you talking about it, us doing this, us everything, it kind of inspired me to be more proactive, to fight it harder and get that thing, back in the background again and
Yeah.
not up here in my face. So
I will
Yeah.
say I am medicated, and that helps a lot.
which
And
I have a prescription. I just don't
Yeah.
like to take it. I like to try to do things natural first. And then when it gets just too much where I can't do the natural, then I will do the prescription for a while and I kind of go back and forth. And
Yeah.
so I haven't taken.
And so that keeps me pretty level. And I can tell when I don't have it. About middle of the trip, I had skipped a couple doses because I wanted to go out drinking. I now found out that I can actually have the stuff with alcohol, so it would have been fine. But I didn't know that at the time. So I'd skipped a few doses and there was just kind of a lot going on. Like I had this giant infected spider bite that was very expensive to like go get amoxicillin for. And it was just money that I wasn't planning on spending. And I was kind of on a budget as it was. And then I also couldn't see anything because I was having a reaction to medication. And then Chantel and I were not busy, and I am just better when I'm
We didn't know
busy.
what to do with ourselves.
Yes.
And our coping mechanism, as we found out for both of us, is
It's just being
to
busy.
just like work until you feel
so you don't have to
better,
think about it, right?
because eventually if you keep working, you get the endorphins from the finished project
Exactly.
and you
True.
ride on those.
It's
So
true.
if you're not being able to finish anything, you're not riding on anything except your actual emotions that you need to deal with.
And so,
AKA like all this stuff comes flooding forward and we eat cake.
yeah. So like we're like those
with
three things are going at one time.
Oh
And
my gosh.
like my anxiety when it's bad really bad. Like it manifests itself physically. Like I will shake, my stomach will be really upset. Like, and I will not be able to stop shaking.
She'll make
And
herself
so,
sick.
yeah, very. And that happened for like the first time in like a year. And it was because I didn't take my medication and I didn't do all the other things that I need to do. And there was just kind of a lot of things
You
like
got to
all
take care of
together.
yourself. And
And
sometimes
it's like, you have to do it. Like you may not think, okay, this is what I need to be doing, but for me, it was what I really needed to be
at
doing.
least
So
get yourself a step ahead.
Yeah.
You know, I
but
agree.
This
I
is a
had
new
to
thing
do
for
the
you too,
medicine, but
though. Like you haven't been on medication before this.
oh no, I was.
Oh, you
I
were?
did. Hang on, let me grab my chair so I can sit down. But I went
yeah,
on
a note about that.
medication.
I mean, like you said, it's rarely something that just pops up
Yeah.
to visit. Like I myself have dealt with
Creeps
major
up.
depressive disorder for any number of years, and it floods in and it floods out like a tide.
Right.
Can
It
almost
creeps
feel like
in.
coming on. Like I deal with insomnia, and once I start having insomnia moments, I'm not sleeping enough, and so it sneaks in like a tide.
Yeah.
That's a really good way to put it.
And
Like a tide.
sometimes it gets you at a riptide kind of thing. You
Oh, yeah.
feel like the toe under, and it's not until you're in it that you're like, oh shit, I'm down
Yeah.
deep.
So
Um,
I have like always had anxiety, always.
Always.
And like it's always there at some level, but it helps me
both of
function.
our childhoods bred that, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. But like I function really well in it. I do well under pressure. And so like
That's
I
why
was a
8 weeks isn't a problem.
this is why I was a journalist. This is why I'm not concerned about doing 6 projects in a short amount of time, especially since I'm sending 3 of the quilts out to be quilted. So, whatever. But anyway,
Stuff.
I know how to make these work for my favor. But I also know I can sew very quickly. But
Yeah, he'll be good.
anyway, so I'm not concerned about that. I'll do fine. But there are times when it gets to be overwhelming. And when we finally actually started making money as a business, it actually got really bad to the point where I needed to start therapy because at the time I thought it was fear of success. And then I realized that it was fear of failing on a really big scale because like at the time we were making like 30 to 35,000 a month. But like you have to keep making that much money to keep paying the bills and more if possible. So it's not
That's
like you
scary.
can it's not like you can like sit back and relax.
You can't. You got. It's like a balancing act because you can't
Yeah.
grow too fast. Because if you grow too fast, then you get ahead over.
Well, we did at in the pandemic, we
COVID-
went from 30,000 to 60,000 a month overnight, and we just had to figure it out. And but that's when I started going to therapy because I was also pregnant.
But that
And I had
sounds a
just
lot
found
like
out I was
just
pregnant.
plain old stress.
It was a lot of stress, but it was
That
manifesting
sounds a lot
itself.
like stress too.
It was manifesting itself in a physical way. Like I was like having uncontrollable shaking moments. I was making myself sick. And so therapy at first really helped with that. And then probably not last fall, but the fall before, I ended up going on medication. And at that point, like the turnover of what we had to do for the business was $75,000 a month. And we had 14 employees, not all of them full time, but it was a lot on my shoulders. And, we had a great team. So I knew it wasn't like all me, but, I felt the responsibility of like, I have to come up with a creative thing that's going to sell the fabric every single month. So that was always a challenge. But what kicked it was my daughter was in this competition dance program, and the owner would talk to the kids like she was a varsity football coach, and they'd had a really terrible first half. And it was awful the way that she treated them. And she put my daughter, who was 8 at the time, in a class with a bunch of 5-year-olds because in the competition dance world, they take like the average age and that's what you compete against. So there was my daughter and one other older kid, and then another 5-year-old who was really good to be in the front. And so they were going to look really good and they were going to get to compete against 6-year-olds. And so in her mind, this is great. They're going to win a trophy. In my mind, my poor kid who loves dance now all of a sudden hates dance because she's being verbally abused every single time she goes there and made to feel as if she's
Poor
not good
kid.
enough because she's in a class with kids who are 3 years younger than her, who like one of them didn't even have enough hair for a ponytail. And it's like, this is like not good for her mental health. And so it took a, you can't just tell your kid, this is not okay. Like, this is not how you're supposed to be treated. We need to look for something else. Like, you can help them come to that, but she had to come to that decision. And so and everything I tried to do to try to make things better for my daughter just made it worse because this person had such a contrarian personality. And
Sounds like an Abby Lee Miller type
I
situation
mean,
from Dance
basically,
Moms.
yeah, basically.
My daughter
And but
experienced
in
like
Moline,
that too.
Illinois, like who cares,
Ay, ay, ay.
right? And so anyway, that feeling of being like helpless to help my daughter is what
Will
really
she
put me over
still
the edge.
dance though?
She does now. So
Okay.
we
But
did
elsewhere.
eventually leave. And then she tried a few different studios, and ultimately we decided to go back to our original studio, which was Ballet Quad Cities. We left during the pandemic because they were very anti-mask and we were very like, we're all masked. And so we just felt comfortable at a place where they required it. But essentially, if you're in a competition dance school, there's usually a competition team and then there's recreation team. And competition team, you're spending thousands of dollars on not just the costumes, but the
It's
warm-ups.
not just for anybody.
It's all kinds of stuff. Travel fees. Some of them travel to nationals every single year. And it's very, very taxing on the kids and the adults. And we found that what they were learning to do was dance a routine, not learn to dance. So like when Angela was in a competition team, she would be there for up to 4 hours a week and only 30 minutes of that was technique. And so you either do that and push them and let them, excel, because she wanted to become a better dancer.
It's more like, do you want to perform or do you want to dance?
Yeah. She wanted to be a better dancer, and that was the only way she could do it there because there's a completely other standard for recreational classes. You're never really going to get good if you're in recreational classes. But when you go to Ballet Quad Cities, which is like a professional ballet company that has a school, everyone's at the same standard. They teach you to dance. And as part of teaching you to dance, you also get a routine at the end. And so it's just a totally different environment. It's very positive and affirming. And so that has been really helpful. But, anyway, so I've been on meds for a long time because of crazy dance world stuff. And I was not the only mom who had to go on anxiety medication because of the way that this crazy lady was teaching our kids. But yeah, it was really became necessary when I went through everything going on with the business, because that was a
With my
huge
daughter,
loss.
she had a similar situation, but not like that extensive because I like pulled her out. But
Yeah.
I had put her, she wanted to do cheer and she was 7. She was 7 years old. And I enrolled her in a cheer camp, and it was a 2-week cheer camp. And the lady was so verbally abusive to these kids,
Yeah.
these young kids. And it was not fun. And she was just miserable. 4 or 5 days into it, at the first week, she would just come home crying, being miserable about how, and the thing is, it was, talking down to them and telling them that like they weren't good at what they were doing, but it was also, you're too fat, you're too whatever. And my daughter
Oh my
was not
gosh.
a child. Why would you tell that to a 7-year-old? I mean, come on,
Yeah.
you don't do that. And so there was just a couple of girls. Later on, I learned that a big chunk of the camp was this lady. They did, the more competition type stuff and whatever. And so those were her favorite. And, she treated them, favored them and stuff. And the girls that she didn't, she kind of ostracized and was hateful to and mean to and abusive to. verbally.
Where did
But
these people come from? Like,
I pulled my
God.
daughter out of that. That was
I
20 years.
think
Yeah.
they just
Well,
But
I know
she-
where
well,
they
like,
come
in
from.
this-
I know
in this
exactly where they
example-
come from.
what I was going to say is after that, she never wanted to have anything to do with cheer, and she didn't want to have anything to do with dance. She stopped dancing because she
it's
associated the two
horrible.
that like
Yeah.
being similar and stuff. So that affected, you know, her outlook on that, you know,
Entire
fun
situation.
Entire
thing.
genre.
Yeah.
Well, and
And
that's
so-
like what I was really afraid of, because she went from this kid that lived for dance to this kid that hated to go. And I'm like, oh my God, we're not gonna do. And like, I think they know, like they must read some sort of like psychology stuff, because right when Angela decided she was gonna quit, she wanted to stay long enough for everyone to see her Halloween costume. And that was going to be later in the week. And that exact week, they assign them like these stage partners or whatever. And so it puts like an older kid with a younger kid to like give them someone when they're afraid to go on stage, they can look to that person. And she's like, I can't quit now. I've got a stage partner. And I'm like, oh, you can quit. It doesn't matter. They'll find her another stage partner. It'll be fine. It's just like, it's like right when they're like ready to be done with this, then like they just know how to like hook them back in and make them
Abusers
feel
always know
responsible.
how. Abusers always know how to get the person back. And
But
when
yeah.
you're being like that, oh my God.
Yeah. Like two kids, two 5-year-old children. This is how she was. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. But yeah. I've had
I mean,
probably
it's all that kind of stuff that wears on you in the long term. It's not always, yeah, it wouldn't just be the business stuff. I mean,
No.
for me, it's never gotten past just the pressures of college, and it turned into the next pressure and the next pressure. And,
Mhm.
you know, that's why I keep up with
It's
my
challenging.
doctors and things like that for that, because you just can't, you can't
You
guess
can't-
what the next pressure is going to be that's
Yeah.
going to send you swirling.
Like physically, this is a really good example. This was feeling pretty good. I was doing my exercises. I was doing everything I was supposed to do. And then I stopped doing the exercises when I was on the cruise. I haven't done them since. And then I started hand sewing, and I am on fire again. And so it's like, Stephanie, you know what you need to do to fix this. Just keep up with it. And so like physically, we know what we have to do to keep our bodies, you know, well. And mentally, we have to do the same. But
And well, yes. And sometimes physically our body tells us, and then mentally our brain is like, oh, but maybe later, maybe I can't.
I know, right?
Maybe whatever. And sometimes that's when you need the medicine to be able to give you that glimmer of, well, I know
Yeah.
that if I push through this, I can do it. And sometimes your body won't do that for
Yeah.
itself.
Honestly,
It
what
won't
did it for
tell you.
me.
You're gonna get through it.
So I was on like a sleeping pill that also helped with depression. And I found at first that it worked too well, and then eventually it wasn't working well enough because I was having a lot of insomnia. So I was like up at really weird hours, and things were not going well for me, because then I would be in bed like all day long, and I would feel like I wasted my day. And then like there were a lot of days that I didn't get out of bed until it was time to go get the kids. And so then I talked to my doctor, and I had a very low dose on that. And he was like, just double it. Let's see what happens. And that was enough. That was enough to just make it like I felt like I could get out of bed in the morning. I felt like I was rested. I'd slept the night through, and I woke up at a reasonable time, and I was able to get things done and get out and do it. And I think it was a combination of getting good sleep and then also the effects of the medication to help me kick the depression that
Yeah,
was
that's what
going
I
on.
was saying earlier. When I
Yeah.
go through my insomnia kicks, I know that I have to be on the outlook for possible like dips in my mood.
Yeah,
This is
for sure.
But you know how many cycles of that it took for me to figure that out? It took me
I'm sure.
years,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
you know? But I also,
And not
probably unlike
everybody.
you guys, I deal with ADHD as well. So it's, you know, how could you be low if you have ADHD? You know, I even had a doctor at one point try to tell me that I didn't have ADHD. I just had ADD. And I said, sir, I am so depressed and desperate for your help, then I'm not coming off as hyperactive. And I apologize for that. But like, and he ignored me and I had to change doctors. I had friends calling my husband, like, is she okay? Like, is she alive? Like, we're not hearing from her. She's not taking her calls. And it wasn't even that I wasn't trying to take their calls. It was just I was that out of it that I couldn't stay awake. It's like I had narcolepsy or something, but I didn't. I was just that down. And that's how my body reacted to it. But yeah, sometimes your body starts having a physical response to a mental problem. And then you know for sure, like, I got to get this taken care of.
So there's some new research that has recently come out about I think it's called creatine.
Mhm.
It is,
Creatine.
yes, it's supposed to
It's
really
used for athletes.
it's really supposed to help depression. They're finding it, and it's not
I'll
harmful.
deal with it later. Go on.
It's a more natural thing and stuff. So I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna look more into that. I've just learned about it.
I'll have to ask John about that. I don't know. Although he doesn't necessarily keep up on that medical literature, but
I do
um,
know that it's something athletes used to use, probably still use.
yeah.
I think they still
I
use
always
it.
think of it being in the protein powder.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Athletes are happy, and happy people just don't kill their husbands. So
I
thank you,
mean-
Legally Blonde, for that.
In theory. My daughter's finally going to bed. She can't hear anything. Although she heard me talking about dance, and that's why she came over.
Was that
She's
a
like, "I heard
pig
you
on her
talking
head?"
about it." It's a dinosaur squishmallow thing. She's obsessed with
Oh yeah, we got all the
Dino the
Squishmallows,
Dino
too.
store or whatever. But she's been wanting to stay up with me on Fridays a little bit, but it's cute.
I should probably let Hazel do that, but Hazel just can't keep quiet in the same way I can't keep quiet. So
I can see my floor, guys.
I don't
I made
What?
significant
care,
progress. Like, look at
and
this.
I
My
highly
chair
doubt
is
the other
mostly
50
open.
people watching would care.
I'm just really proud of myself. I can see my floor.
I'm fixing costumes now for the local costume for the local theater group. So I just fixed a button and
That sounds fun.
I'm part of a shirt. Yeah.
I think I might dig out my pajama pants that I sewed upside down and rip that seam.
Oompa
Because
Loompa pants.
if I do that, then I can finish those stupid things. And
Is that
then
what we're
I
calling
will,
it? The Oompa Loompa pants?
yeah, because she thought I looked like Oompa Loompa.
Oh,
And so
they're
she's like,
hilarious.
you have to do the Oompa Loompa song. And I was like, I will do the Oompa
That
Loompa
video
song.
was so funny.
My mother was
Thanks.
highly concerned that I share that on the internet. Highly concerned.
You're like, mother.
Like, do you not know that you're supposed to be
The
an idiot on
internet
the
is
internet?
supposed to be a place of the wild animals, and they called him Wild Thing. Watch yourself. You're
Oh.
still slightly in the camera in case you go to change.
Good thing I'm not. I have to rip
There
things.
she. Hey, Steph.
This
Steph
is
2.0.
this is a project for the book, so good thing I dig in that. Oh my God.
Well done.
Throw it under the long arm with the rest of them.
I think of Stephanie Brennan often as my baby is in a bluey kick right now.
Yes.
She
Hey,
will not
Stephanie.
stop.
Yeah.
Do you follow the Quad City Animal Welfare Center on Facebook?
I do not.
They brought in a guinea pig mother of 2 daughters, and they named it Chili, and then Bluey, and
Aww.
Wait, they named it Chili and then Bluey and not
Chili's mom.
not his. I know who Chili is, but I'm saying she has a sister.
I know, but Chili is the mom, and then her 2 daughters are Bluey and Mingo.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
And they
Sorry,
would
I thought
like
you were
them.
saying like they named the sister Chili.
No, they would like them to be adopted together, if possible. So it's quite cute. The entire story.
I
Oh,
follow the Humane Society, and was it this week that they went
They had, like,
viral?
They did go viral. They had a
Yeah.
lot of I mean, both of them have a ridiculous amount of animals,
Yes.
but it is 100% related to current economic conditions.
Oh yeah.
but which is ridiculous because I saw today an article about, jobs and wages were rising, and it's like, I
Not my
mean,
job.
I know, right?
Right?
But like most people
Well,
I know
I don't
are
know.
complaining about grocery prices.
I had to take Ben to the vet this week. He was looking really bad. He's my little Yorkie poo, and he wouldn't eat. And a little dog, you start to worry after a day, like you're not eating, you're
Yeah.
not drinking, you could have a big problem. And so we take him in, and he clearly has stomach pain. So we do the full workup on him because he's usually pretty healthy, even though he's like 14. And do the whole workup and everything, get the imaging. Nothing's coming back a problem. It palpates the stomach a little bit, and you can tell he's like wincing for it. At the very end of the appointment, I let her know, you know what? Check his anal glands real quick because I'm here. Why not? I don't want to touch it. You touch it.
Yeah.
Apparently
You
that
can't
was
have
enough stimulation. The dog was slightly constipated. It was a
Oh my God.
$700 anal probe appointment.
Oh my God.
I'm like, if you need to get beyond yourself personally, Ben, to ask somebody to deal with your anal glands, like just ask.
Oh my gosh.
We don't have to go to the doctor for that.
Oh my gosh.
$700
Holy cow.
That's
because they had to
ridiculous.
do the whole workup. None of his labs were coming back, and he looked bad. The very end, they do his glands, and it's like, oh, you know what? I think maybe I'll go poop.
You need to
Thanks,
look up the
dog.
Holderness family $10,000 poop.
Yeah,
It's
that's
pretty funny.
that's basically.
Look that up. I'm not familiar with that story.
I
It's
love
pretty
their
good.
videos though; they're funny.
They're hilarious.
All right. Felicia is on YouTube. She says the YouTube algorithm suggested this channel probably because I sew, knit, and crochet. I do all those things too.
Yes.
But have yet to start making a quilt. She's been collecting
Whoa,
fabric and
uh-oh.
patterns from experiment for years now. All right. And she wants to know how to get started. I have a complete beginner series that you can follow that's
And
totally
it's
free.
so worth doing.
It
Even
is
I did
So-
it after I knew what I was
Let me
doing.
get that for you.
Yeah, do the beginner series. It is so good.
It's completely free. The what do you call it? The pattern is free. I used to sell kits for it, but I don't sell fabric anymore. So it's just a freebie. Learn how, have fun, then buy a pattern later if you like it. So
If you already
My
have
best
fabric,
tip for
you have
a
fabric.
quilter
there's a
is
beginner
to not
series.
buy every single thing.
Yeah, don't buy it all
actually-
yet.
So there
bet-
is one of the videos is like the stuff you need. And I kind of go over like good, better, best and what you actually need versus like
What's really cool to have.
what you really, which is kind of fun. And like we talk about like, for example, if you buy Ginger's cutters or scissors, you will never need another pair of scissors again for your entire life. But they're also like, they used to be $50, probably more than that now. So
Oh, yeah.
like make sure you like it before you do that. Same thing with the sewing machine. Like use what you got, and if you really like it, then you're gonna want to look into something that's a little better, but kind of go from there. But
My best tip is to not buy everything you like everything you see that you like, don't buy it because you won't have time to make it all.
That's kind of
Just
true.
shop
I have
smart
an
at the
entire
beginning.
room
A.
of that. Exhibit B.
you have to turn your camera if you're going to show exhibit
I know,
B.
right? Like Exhibit B is like over here somewhere. I have like multiple
take-
rooms of
yeah, I
Exhibit B. Look at all that. Oh, it's so pretty
Yeah,
though to look
It
at.
is very pretty.
Look at that.
That's the whole
Oh,
area. Now I'm downstairs in my dining room, but my upstairs room is where everything's at. So yeah, it's
I lost
crazy up there.
everybody. There we go.
You're there. I see you.
All right.
But
Oh,
yes.
this is rough. Okay.
Oh, picking seams.
Oh,
I'm not
wait,
looking
you'll have
forward-
so many more. Oh,
I'm not looking forward to picking the overlock seam. That's the one I'm like, ugh, not excited about that.
who sewed
I think
these?
I
These
could
are
film.
awful.
I've got enough crap out of the way that I could film down here now. So that is a really
That is
good
a big battle one for you.
Yes, it is. I can do that because I need to film like 3 things this week.
At least.
Yeah.
Those are the things you have to film.
And
Not the
Well,
things
like-
that
box or a bag or something.
I do need to
Find your
wrap clean up a few more things in here, but I want to like not do it on camera because it's going to require thinking and a lot of moving around. But I have to do a video for Craftsy. It's just
that'd
like
be cool.
a sponsorship video, but I wanted it to be on like sewing room organization because the reason why I was able to make a ton of progress in here in basically 4 hours when it was a shit show beforehand is because everything does have a place. And so I know where it's supposed to go
Well,
back
that, and you've standardized what your standards are. You've standardized,
Exactly.
these are my shelves. So this is
This
what I
is-
have. So here's the tool I use to get these quilts back to this size.
to. Yeah.
This is the size I have for fat quarters. Here's how I standardize the size for me.
Yeah.
Like,
And here's how I
everything-
do my
yeah.
fabric. Here's the things that I put my patterns in so I can see everything. And I've decided I
Right.
like clear everything because then I can see exactly what it is and I'm not like looking at a solid white bin that may or may not make sense and I don't have to open a million things to find what I'm looking
See,
for.
sometimes I like the solid bin because I don't want to see. I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. I mean, I used to have white everything because that's kind of nice too, because then like you could buy a white anything and it still looks like it fits, but you can kind of achieve the same thing with
You
clear.
can buy a clear of everything and it achieves the same look as long as it's clean when it's put in there, which fabric, beautiful thing, worth seeing. Notions sometimes look like crap, worth hiding in a drawer that you can see clearly when you have it open.
Well, and that's
my
what I do is
goodness.
I need to fix up my drawers. My drawers have gotten a little like things haven't gotten back where they needed to go. And so I need to neaten those up a little bit. But I have specific drawers, I have drawer organizers, like it makes sense for what I'm doing. And I'm
Yes.
about to run out of battery, so I'll be right back. I gotta get my cord.
So today I had to watch Theron, and he comes to me, he brings me this. Chantel.
What is that? What is it? Say something.
Opie, he says, Opie. Chicken bouillon cubes. Blocks. I thought that was so funny. It was so cute.
I was like, is it your hairbrush?
If only he would find the hairbrush.
It's
He's so
inside the
excited.
chicken bouillon. Just keep
Oh.
digging.
It was hilarious. So Matt just bought this and it was sitting out on the counter. But we have like the bottom shelf in the pantry. He has a bin of his treats and stuff and snacks and stuff. So it's not surprising for him to bring me things out of the pantry. I just thought it was so funny because he thought they were little blocks and he, wanted me to open
Oh
them.
yeah, he wanted to play with them. Penny today, I have the cutest video of her. She's 2.5. And so she found these tiles that her brother likes to play with to make all these really cool patterns.
Yeah.
And some of them have a lot of quilting potential. So I love those things, but she found them and she decided at one point, I don't know, I walked away and I come back and she's lining them all up. Like they're like domino size ish, but they're square. And she's
so
lining
they're-
them all up
They're
on the
not all
floor.
different shapes.
No, they're all square, but they
Okay.
have different shapes on the top of them. But generally, they're all square. And so she's lining them all up, and she has a huge line going across the room. And she has her head stuck under the ottoman, and she's trying to place them like
Mhm.
underneath this footstool. And it is the funniest thing because she is determined and she can't figure out how to fit these last 4. So she finally just kind of got her rumps and then sticks 4 in a line by themselves outside of the ottoman.
That's funny.
Those are the ones that are isolated.
I mean,
So-
she has her head like completely under this thing. Hold on. Here, you can see the 4. So she has this line and you can see the 4
Wow.
sitting there
hilarious.
by themselves out to the side.
Oh my goodness.
And she has her
Lily
head,
was
look at
like
look,
that.
she was determined. Like,
Lily,
look at that
Lily
kid.
was very
She
much
is
like
gonna,
that.
she's gonna
That's
get
so
them
cute.
underneath that footstool. There is
She
no
is
doubt
gonna
in her
be,
mind.
she's gonna be an engineer someday, that child.
I mean, look
She's
at
gonna
look
be
at that child.
fascinated by how things work.
Yeah, she's like, no, I'm getting this, and that look on her face, like, no, nobody's messing with my time here. I got this. So this is what happens when we stop paying attention to our children, apparently. And the dogs are walking by in this video over and over again. And she's paying no notice to them.
We
They got
missed
nothing on her.
the video of
Here's
it, but
Sasha walking in front of her.
the other day Theron took his cars and the dog, we have a blonde lab, she's really big, she's like, I don't know, 120 pounds or something, and she just lays there like, you know, like a Sphinx statue, you know, she just doesn't even move. And he took his cars and he was lining up his cars on her back all the way, and she's just laying there with this line of cars, and I was like, oh my God. And I went to grab my camera to take it, and he saw me get my phone to take the picture, and as soon as I did, he went and knocked them all off. It was almost like, no,
Oh,
you're not gonna take a picture. I was really upset. He didn't do it again, but it was funny because it was like, you know, 20 cars. It went all the way up her neck, on her head, and
Oh,
she's
this
just
is a
laying there.
dog?
Yes, she's just
Oh my
laying there
gosh.
with this line of cars on her. So it was funny. I think Matt might have gotten a picture of him, but I was, you know, I wanted to do the video for his evaluation. He has his evaluation Wednesday, by the way. We got bumped up.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Good, good,
but I'm not
good.
going to be here. I'm at retreat. So
Oh.
my daughter has to do it alone.
She can do
What
it.
is she
It'll be
doing?
okay. His autism evaluation.
Okay.
We've been on the wait list for a year and a half.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
That's how it is.
it is. It's a long process.
If you don't figure it out by a year and a half, you're on to 3 years old before you can get in.
Yep.
That's
But
how
he
things
just
work
turned
for
3
speech
last
therapy.
week because your daughter and him are about 6 months apart, I think we figured.
Yeah. And Penny has a lot of things to say all of a sudden. And she knows them all. And she says Dalmatians now, which is hilarious because she just wants to watch 101 Dalmatians. But she delineates now between the Dalmatians and the Dalmatian puppies.
That's
But
good.
she thinks that the Dalmatian puppies are the dad and the mom, and that the Dalmatian baby puppies are the babies. So she has like this like tier, like she understands the mom and dad are puppies. But the Dalmatian, I don't know if she thinks Corella is the Dalmatian. I have no idea. I'm trying to get this out of her, but she thinks the puppies are baby puppies. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
She
I
has this
understand.
She has this whole line of logic, and she
Yeah.
will, and you can barely understand the kid, but
So Theron's
she
new thing,
knows.
he's been saying fish, fish, walk around, fish, fish, you know, for fish. And you know, we have lots of
He's
fish
just an
things.
Italian man at heart. Fish.
He likes fish.
Instead of fish for dinner.
He likes fish
Yada
and he
yada
likes
yada.
birds. Birds are his favorite. Any movie with birds, anything with birds, he loves birds. Birds are his favorite, but he really likes fish too. I have a fish mobile it's a wooden mobile that I keep here in the family room and stuff. And he's got lots of fish toys. And then of course, Nemo, you know, fish. Well, I bought him for his birthday because his birthday is last week, and we celebrate all month. So like all month long, he's getting presents, you know, every couple of days, and we do special things.
He doesn't need them all at once, anyways.
No. And I bought him a little fishing rod with these 3 magnetic fish for him to play in the bathtub with. And one of the fish is an octopus. And so I've been trying to teach him that that's not a fish, it's octopus. And he looks at it and he goes, fish. And I said, octopus. And I said, this is the yellow fish. This is the purple octopus. And he it's just funny watching him trying to figure it out. He hasn't figured it out yet. But
Well,
he's trying
maybe he
he's trying to say-
associates fish as a creature in water.
Maybe.
maybe, because, you know,
Fish
shark,
means
he watches
yeah.
Shark Tale too, and sharks, and he doesn't say shark, he says fish. Yeah, or jellyfish, he calls fish.
Underwater
yeah.
creatures are fish.
Underwater creatures or fish. And so he's trying to say octopus, and I don't remember what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like octopus. It's so cute. It sounds funny. But then all of a sudden he was playing with his cards. He's sitting over there, and all of a sudden I hear him say, elephant. And I'm like, where did
Elephant.
that come? We haven't did flashcards on elephant. There's no elephant puzzles. The only elephant anything is the elephant scene in Jungle Book from when he was a baby. He doesn't watch Jungle Book as much, but like the first 13, 14 months of his life, he watched Jungle Book like 2 or 3 times a day. I mean, he
I
loved
swear
Jungle
they
Book.
take things in, and I
Yeah.
don't know where they get it.
But it's like out of nowhere. And I asked my daughter, I'm like, have you guys been doing something with elephant? Have you watching a different show with an elephant, whatever? Just all of a sudden he said elephant. It was very strange. And it was as clear as day. It was hilarious.
So both my kids were speech delayed. And
Oh yeah, Theron's major speech delayed. They got him right now at 3. He's
Yeah.
at 12, like I think 12 to 14 months speech delay.
yeah,
I'm sure Penny's speech delayed too, and she just figured it out all of a sudden this week. Like,
yeah. So with Angela, it was bad.
I'm
And
listening.
because
I'm just gonna go off the screen.
it's like, first kid, you don't know what you're supposed to do to fix it, And we went through and got her evaluated. And they're like, congratulations, she qualifies for services, but there's such a long wait list that she won't get services until this date, and then she qualifies through the school, so you're gonna have to wait till she's in preschool, which was like a year and a half away. And I was like, no.
right, my
We're not-
kid's so delayed that I
We're
have
not
to wait
doing
till
that.
preschool.
We're not doing that. And she was maybe like 2.5 and didn't really have many words at the time, like less than 20 with animal sounds. And so I found out that there was a private place that we could go through Augustana College. And at the time it was minor or majors doing it, so they were undergrads, and it helped. We did end up seeing a lot more when she was with someone who had like a master's in speech. But it was something, and we started to see something. I started to learn how to work with her at home on how to do it, and like, get the animals and talk about the animals' names and the sounds they make, and
Yes.
colors and books, and books that had lots of pictures so you could talk about what things were. And then when Lily was speech delayed, also significantly, probably because of COVID, she just didn't have a very wide circle, and which we still see effects of. She's like been super upset at gymnastics the last 2 weeks because there's new children in the classroom, and she doesn't like new people.
We decided
makes her
that Lily
nervous.
is not a peace lily.
No, she definitely is not. Anyway,
When I went to Adam and the girls at the park, she was very smiley and chatty.
yeah.
No, Lily is
Well,
a
'cause she
wonderful
knows
kid,
you.
but
Yeah,
Because she knows you.
She knows me, and she's seen the girls, and
That's different. Like she was talking
I
about
love
it
Lily.
today
Lily's
because we went to
fierce.
the splash park where you had I think it was Joanna Grace's birthday. And so she was talking about it today. But yeah, she knows you, she's fine. If she doesn't
Yeah.
know you, she's very standoffish. But that time I knew exactly what was going to happen if I went through the proper channels, and I was like, no, just skip it. We're just gonna go. And like I'd asked my pediatrician for a referral like 6 months earlier, and they're like, oh well, let's just wait and see. And then I was like, we're not gonna play that game this time. We're just gonna go straight to what we need and do it. But it worked.
And no offense to Lily, she's fierce. She's gonna be fun.
She is gonna be fun, but she's already, oh my God, this week. So like she needs a nap. She won't take a nap. That's basically where we're at. She needs a nap but won't take it. And so I originally thought that there was no camp this week, but the person running camp has got it together. And so there was actually camp the week after school ended, which was fabulous. So, but I had already been talking with the kids about doing some fun stuff for the first week. So I
So you
decided, I'm
ruined
like,
it yourself.
I did. I ruined it all myself. I was like, all right, you guys are going to go to camp for the mornings only, and then we'll do fun stuff in the afternoon. And so I pick up Lily. She really needs a rest. I want to take a rest. So we go to various locations. And no matter where we're at, about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Lily sits down, she cries, she refuses to walk any further, and I cannot carry her, and she refuses strollers, and it's just not good. And I want a snack, and oh my God, like she's just hangry, and it's not
Anger
going
is
very
real.
well. It's not going well. So I'm kind of glad that I don't have her in the afternoons anymore, because she can just like rest the way she needs to rest and hopefully come home to me like not so tired she's losing her mind. But when we went to the library, she was like totally lost all like sense of reason. And we were in like the kids area, and which is on a totally different floor than any adult. So it was like okay that she had totally lost her mind. But then I was gonna let the kids pick out a video game, which is on an adult floor. And I was like, you have to be quiet, you cannot like do this. And Lily was super mad that she didn't get the pen that Angela got for some scavenger hunt prize. So she steals it from Angela while we're on the main quiet floor. And I look at my child and I was like the 10-year-old, I was like, I will
Don't you
get this.
dare.
I'm like, I will get this back for you when we get home. You need to let Lily have it for right now. Nobody can be noisy here. And she did kind of mostly let it go enough to where we did not have a major outburst in the middle of the library where there were a bunch
my
of people
God.
being really quiet. But I was like, oh God, not here. Please
Not
not here.
here. It's like they know too. They know that you're not going to make a big fuss there. But they don't really, but they do somehow.
Stephanie Maggie is in that exact same stage where she still needs to nap, but she just
Yeah.
absolutely refuses to. And so like her breakdown during the day is usually around 4:30 or 5, where she just turns into this tired, angry rage monster.
Rage monster is accurate.
Yes. Like everything makes her mad. Nothing calms her down. She antagonizes Joanna Grace, which makes Joanna Grace mad. And it's like,
Oh yeah. Yep.
oh my goodness gracious. And
Been there.
Charlie's always at work, so it's me trying to like
Oh
put
yeah.
out the fires and make dinner and get ready. It's just like, ugh.
I don't make dinner anymore.
Ugh.
I am with the children for several hours a day without my husband. And I has made that my get out of dinner free card, because
But
then
you're
he
so
can come
good
home.
at it.
I at that point in the day, my brain is gone.
Yep.
And I really kind of just want to go back and do some work and hide in the bedroom. And now I can come
Brain
hide in
food.
the basement because it's not god awful in here anymore. And it'll be okay. So that's kind of where I'm at.
When
But
Charlie's home on the weekends, when he's not working second shift, yeah, he takes over a lot of the evening stuff because I'm just done.
yeah,
But
pretty
during
much.
the week, I can't do that. Like if I don't make dinner, we don't eat.
So like Saturday is like our date night. We don't
Yeah.
ever go anywhere, but it's like our time to like, give the kids melatonin and have some time with each other. And I also have the children all day on Saturday. And every single Saturday morning, Adam starts it off by saying, please do not destroy your mother today, because he would like me to be in a good mood by the time Saturday night comes and not totally wiped out and
He wants to have
wanting
date
nothing
night.
to do with anything. Yes, exactly. He wants date night. And he knows there will be no date night if mom has been way overstimulated throughout the day. Oh, goodness.
Meanwhile, I'm on day, 9 years and a half of my captivity.
That's what she said earlier.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh.
When does Penny start daycare? Fall?
If there were any openings until she was 3, so 6 months from now.
Ugh.
That,
Wow.
Chantel, that makes me, when you said that, it makes me think of Christine, what is her name? Christine something, on YouTube. She has a show and she does crafting and stuff, and she just renovated a big mansion, and it's really cool. She's almost kind of like a modern day Elvira, sort of. Anyway, she calls her husband, like in every episode and everything, her captive. She calls him her captive, you know, and he'll
Yeah.
has one of those like straight jacket outfits. It's not a scary thing.
It's a skit kind of thing.
Yes, kind of a thing. But it's really good. It's really, really good. Like she does. Oh gosh, now it's driving me nuts what her name is. I gotta look it up. Because I can only think of musical artists now. It's Christine something. She had a show on Netflix where it was with puppets and it was in the kitchen. And so she would do like she made this big like cakes and stuff like that. And they're super fancy, real intricate, but crafty, and shows you like how to be able to do it at home. It's really neat. Christine McConnell is her name. McConnell. Christine McConnell. But check her out. She has so much cool stuff. But in all the videos, she calls her husband her captive. And
Goodness gracious. My husband would not be okay with that.
It's in jest. It's in jest. And he leans into it.
I'm in captive. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I know, but you use that word, and it reminded me, because she's the only other person I've ever heard say anything like that. But I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I'm in captivity. I'm like a creature in captivity.
Like,
That's the
I
thing.
told-
It's like, you know what? I was a really great nanny, but I got to go home and rest appropriately between my days. Yeah. So I was a great nanny because I wasn't on like year 9.5 of my captivity. Like,
Right. Your captivity. Every time you say it now, I'm just gonna think of that.
I was talking with Angela this week because she was like, I don't want to get married. And she's 10. And I'm like, why? She goes, because my husband might turn out to be like, I don't know what she said, but it was like the equivalent of a loser. And I was like, well,
Yeah,
you know, that's why you have to get to know people really well. And marriage takes work all the time. And you have to work to keep loving each other. And you have to both be willing to like always be putting in. And if one person is
right.
the only one doing it, that's when it doesn't work anymore. And I was like,
it's like a group project.
I know. And I told her, I was like, the last year was really challenging for your dad and I because we went from sharing the parenting really evenly to me having to do
Oh.
85% of it probably.
Yeah, it was a
And
transition for you guys.
it's a huge transition. And, you know, we were on the same page of why it was happening and that it was the best thing for our family. But, you know, to then try to figure out how to still contribute, because I need to contribute to the income while still being uber flexible for the kids, that's hard.
That's hard.
That's really hard. And I mean, it's not like he makes enough money for me to just be like, whatever, I'll just do the blog, whatever I make, I make. Like, that's not an option for us. So it's like, you know, it's a challenge.
And then you don't have them in daycare or anything, right?
So they're in school. Lily
Yeah.
is in 5-day a week preschool with like the afternoon, which is more expensive, but it allows me to actually work. And then this summer, my 10-year-old will be with me all day, but she can mostly entertain herself. And then my 4-year-old will be in camp all day long, which is basically daycare but at school with her friends. So she'll be fine. Because I definitely cannot work with her around. It's not possible.
Well,
Basically why I haven't worked in years is that it's just impossible to balance it all. And you know, and it's even harder in this day and age when it's like, well, we can be in our family, we can be a one, you know, person
Income household.
particularly because if I stay home, it works out fine because he gets the benefits with his stuff anyways. So
Yeah.
but it also means that I give up a lot of my personal and possible free time that I might possibly enjoy, whether it be driving in the car by myself for a few minutes or, you know, going to the bathroom by myself.
I know, what's that?
You give up a lot of that. And that's something
Eating a
that
meal by yourself uninterrupted.
they never factor that in to when they were deciding household such with the government in like the 40s, 50s, 60s, 30s. I can't remember exactly. I read this more recently that they never gave a value to what the cost equivalent was going to be for, you know, the work that is put into caring for a home. They didn't want to have to consider that in factors of, you know, Medicaid, Medicare, all this other jumble wumble that ends up happening with the government helping people. So it was never valued the same way as somebody working outside the home.
Well, they did
Well-
provide like subsidized in some way childcare during World War II because they
Yes.
needed women to work.
And
But then once
when
the men got
yeah.
back, they're like, oh no, go back to the kitchen. And whereas England like doubled down on that, which is one of the reasons
did
why
France.
they kind of, yeah, which is one of the reasons why they have better, you know, maternal and family benefits than we
There's
do.
a lot of problems with ours, but
Oh yeah.
But
yes.
so we almost had it, but it did never get extended because they just wanted the women back in the kitchen.
They still want the women back in the kitchen.
They do
Yep.
still want the women back in the kitchen. I refuse.
At least now we can marry a woman for the other woman to be in the kitchen. You know, that's what you
That's
so
wonderful.
choose.
Oh God. It's such a mess.
It'll
Can I figure out where I packed my coffin pieces? It's okay. I'm gonna look again.
this is where I packed my coffin. That's all I heard. And then
That's all I heard too.
You had to finish that.
Okay, so Stephanie 2.0.
Yeah.
You weren't on. I don't know if you heard us talking about it.
that's your
That's what-
official name.
That's what Chantel when we're talking and
When we're
FaceTime
chatting,
and
that's what we
going.
refer to Stephanie Brennan as.
Yeah.
Stephanie
I was
2.0.
like,
I'll
we're
take
like
it.
Stephanie and Stephanie 2.0. Yeah. So
You're the
that way-
updated robot version.
There you go.
but we were talking about a swap that Chantel and I joined for EPP, and it's a coffin hexie shape, and it's neat. Stephanie put the link down in the thing, and it's open until the 9th. And
Okay.
we thought maybe you might want to join. We thought Stephanie as well, but then Chantel's like, no, but I think it's more up Stephanie 2.0's aisle. And stuff, but I have the pieces, and I
I
have
replaced the pin message with the link to that one.
okay. So I'm leaving
It's
for
open
retreat
until tonight.
to the 9th. To the 9th.
Okay.
Yes. And so I'm going on retreat this week, and I've packed the few that I have in my stuff, and I can't find it. So now I'm panicked because I watched my grandson today, and I got a migraine halfway through, and I needed to go back and take a nap. So I put my husband in charge while I went to go take a nap. And when I came out, that's what I've been doing is cleaning up because the house is a mess. His stuff is everywhere and whatever. I'm worried, and I'm seeing my boxes of stuff that I packed for my retreat open, things
Oh,
removed,
no.
and I'm like, okay, what has he done? So now I have to go back through all my stuff and make sure that everything is there, and I can't find them. And we already know the hairbrush debacle, so that's all I can see is
Well, you know where your bouillon is.
know where my chicken bouillon's at.
Back in the kitchen.
Oh goodness.
Oh, that was so funny when he brought that to me. But anyway, so I'm still looking for it. So third time's charm. Maybe I'll find it.
Maybe it's with your hairbrush.
Oh man. It's where your hairbrush is. It's where those things live now.
Let's hope not, because I need it this week for retreat.
He probably has a
Well,
good
if he
hiding
keeps putting
spot.
stuff there,
in your
eventually you'll
house.
find it. Oh my goodness.
All right,
Hi.
I have
Hi, pretty.
repinned the pants.
Nice.
One side anyway.
Congratulations. I'm excited for your pants.
Smack.
I'm excited for my pants because I might actually be able to finish the stupid pants.
Hello. You pretty. Oh my goodness.
Literally, the friend I was sewing with when I did this, she's like, your trees are upside down. I was like, this does not sound like a mistake I would normally make. And but sure enough, they were, and it was not because I'd cut them upside down. It was because I sewed the wrong thing together as the like right now it's like totally obvious. Like I don't know if you can tell. Like this is obviously a lot longer on this side. This is obviously the leg. So I don't know why I thought what I thought, but
It was a brain fart
anyway,
moment. We all have them.
clearly I was more concerned about using the serger correctly, I think.
Yeah, we all have those moments. Just realized I sewed a safety pin into this.
Okay, go with Daddy.
Oopsie.
Say good night.
Good night.
Go on.
Good night, little visitor.
Angela's already read like 600 minutes of reading
Gosh.
for this her reading for the week because I've been
That's like
forcing
the,
her. But
that's a lot.
it's a lot. I mean, not forcing her. Like once she sits, it's like a shower for a child. They don't want to do it, but then once they get in there, they're like, I'm
Yep.
never leaving. I'm gonna run your water bill up. And that's how she is with reading. She's like, ah, and I'm like, just read. She's like, okay. And so then she was very proud today because she read 80 minutes in Harry Potter. She's on the
Oh,
last book.
that's easy to read 80 minutes of.
Yeah.
I
I
agree.
refused to let her watch the movies until she's finished the book. So she's figured out
You're a good mom.
where it's split. Well, I'm an English major. This is what it is. The book's always better. And I was like, she figured out where the split was for part 1 and part 2. So she's trying to get to that point. Let's see. Candace just joined. She says, hello, everyone. Felicia says women work much harder than men and that we're the stronger ones. I would agree with that.
My
But
husband does work
my husband
pretty
works
darn
really hard
hard,
too.
but he also wants to be taken care of. They always need a mama to take care of them.
Mine, like,
Needs his
It's-
mama and your mama and you.
yeah, I think. But no, I mean, he does the cooking, he does grocery shopping, he does the
Oh, he does
laundry.
good.
Like, he does good. He does very, very good. And when he's asked to do something, he will do it. Does he see that it needs to be done before he's asked? No. Like,
no.
this is not a thing. And like, oh, my in-laws were out before I left, a couple weeks before I left for the cruise. And I was like getting read the riot act. And I was like, look, I am having a problem with your son because he is tired when he gets home from work and he's like, I will do it on the weekend. And then on the weekend comes and he's like, I need a day of rest. And then he's like, no, I still need another day of rest. And I'm like, well, you need to do some stuff around the house sometimes. So you got to pick one, either doing it in the weeknights or you're doing it on the weekends. And and I don't know that they believe me because it's their baby boy. And then they were out last weekend and I'm like out. I pulled weeds for like 8 hours Sunday when they were there. And his mom's out there with me. His mom is almost 70. And Adam is taking a nap with Lily. And so I sent my older
She's
daughter in.
helping the baby.
My older daughter went in. I sent her in to tell him that he needed to come out. He needed to help. And she just goes, I don't know where we went wrong with him. And I was like, he does a lot of good things. He does a lot of things well. But not some things he's just, she just doesn't see that it needs to be done. But Letitia says, a very precious baby, Stephanie.
You what?
Letitia says, what a precious baby.
Oh. Thanks, Letitia. Yes.
But yeah.
She is cute. Oh,
I found
I wasn't.
Oh, yay! Was the hairbrush with him?
No, I wish.
That would be
It's-
awesome.
I'm going to be searching for that hairbrush. It's going to be like the topic of conversation every time we get on.
Have
Okay,
you
this
found
is
it yet?
Stephanie 2.0. Okay, this is what the one I'm doing is a flower. So this is what it looks like.
Oh,
These-
how cool is that?
the coffin EPP, the coffin hexes are there, and then it has like a flower center. Chantel, did you decide? Are you doing the flower one? Or are you doing just the hexes?
I don't know. I might dig around and find myself some additional like thing
Okay,
I
so-
can do it. I might actually do it as an applique because I have so much Halloween fabric that would be a cool background.
Yeah. So the lady who does the swap, she does this as an applique. She does this flower and appliques it on a block. I am not. I'm doing mine like the grandmother's garden, where I will put the coffin flowers, together in the quilt
Yeah.
and do it that way. So I'll be working on it for years, I'm sure. Okay, so here's some of the ones I have because she's an Etsy, like I know her because I've ordered from her from Etsy for like 2 years. And I saw this on one of my fabric orders. I saw it on her shop, in her shop. And so I ordered the template, which I put I take and I put washi tape around my seam. So that
Yeah,
way
Me
when
too.
I put on my fabric, it allows me to fussy cut easier, and then she requires a 3/8 inch seam on everything.
Okay.
But anyway, so when I ordered my templates, she sent me, I guess, some from previous swaps. And this is some of the ones that I got.
Oh, that's
Okay, that one's cool.
And then there's another way you can do it. Like how a Dresden looks?
Yeah.
Some people do it like a Dresden where they go around in a circle and make kind of a wreath where they, go like that. But okay, so that's one. So this is one of the like blender pieces where it's not a Halloween fabric, but it's will fit in with Halloween. And then there's these ones. And I got about 6 or 7 more. I like this one with the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, those are fun.
What would we like another show and tell? Something I just found.
Oh, what did you find? And
We're
then
gonna
these are the
mention
last
we're gonna
ones.
mention dolls again.
I love this cat.
What did you find?
I
I
found
love this
a
cat.
million different tiny trims
Oh my
that I
god.
bought. So
I
this
love
one is like iridescent
Ooh,
I've
and
used
polka
tiny
dots.
trims for when I make the needle books. When I make
Yeah.
needle books, I love putting the tiny trims on them. I
These
love tiny.
are both like shiny dark blue. This is like iridescent too. This one's thicker.
nice.
What else do we have? Oh, we have some gingham. Oh my
I think-
god, I went nuts. What did I do to myself?
I think this one's my favorite.
Oh, that's
Oh,
really
how fun
cute.
is that?
So you're
Some more.
keeping, you're keeping
It's
all
still
those
coming.
trims.
Yeah, they're gonna be for doll clothes. Chantel, we're gonna have to
Uh-oh.
have some fun here. Oh, we have some more. Look at this. Look at this blue. It's got like iridescent
Oh,
on the outside.
nice.
And it actually kind of goes with that. Some more. Chantel.
What
Dude,
did
I
you
was naughty.
find?
I was really naughty. I don't even want to know what I
Perfect.
spent
That's
on
what
this.
it is.
Oh, some more. And they have little
Whatever it
eyelash
was, it
things
was
on the
worth
side.
it.
Oh, and Rick Rack. Baby Rick Rack. In
Oh, I
multiple
love
colors.
Baby Rick Rat.
Baby Rick Rack's hard to find now.
I'm pretty sure I got these to do a Molly picnic dress from like the original, like when I was small.
I found
And
Um,
apparently I really needed gray thread for something. I can't tell you what, but I bought it.
a bunch of mini Rick Rack at an estate sale.
Really.
And It was like a lot. It was like 50 packages of it. And
50.
yeah, she had it for $1 a piece. And I bought it all because it's hard. That mini brick rack's hard to find.
Look at how tiny this is.
Oh, wow.
What's it, like a eighth of an inch?
Yeah, it's small. What, 12. Ooh, this one has stars.
Oh, cute. Well,
All right,
stars are the American Girl thing, so.
it is the American Girl thing. I am at 18.
18?
I bought 24. I bought
You
24
don't-
things of tiny trims. I doubt it was even on sale. And some baby regret. I have a problem.
This is one of
No.
the
I already
Fabric.
have a collection of tiny trims.
This is one of the
That's really
fabrics
cute.
I'm gonna do for my coffins. This Alexander Henry.
I love that one.
I
That is
actually
fun.
ordered this in from Germany. I can't even believe I'm sharing it with the swap, but I am. I only have to do 20, so it's no big deal. But I'm gonna do it so that the reds don't show in the block. So pretend like the reds isn't there, like, you know, something like that. So it'll just be the more Halloween colors. She approved that one, and then I have another, that border print. As well.
Felicia, I got those from Joann's, but I also have a bunch that I got when Chantel and I were on our cruise
Mm-hmm.
from various locations, including this tiny little like general store in Portugal and
Did you
I
like
think
get
Liberty.
did you find out if they had like online presences so that you could go back and order more if
We
you wanted?
tried,
That
yeah.
one definitely does not. That was definitely, it was a general store for sure.
It was like a drugstore kind of place.
Yeah,
But
it
without it was like Dollar
what
General.
you would expect to
equivalent.
see like in the 50s around here.
Wow.
Where like you could get like what you needed for your house and like some fabric in the back and trims. So that was a trip. That was kind of fun. But
was
yeah,
cool.
I need to start editing those videos together. I'm gonna plug in my serger and we're gonna see if it's too loud.
I had mine going and nobody
Did you?
said anything. So
I had mine going
Okay.
before and it's been fine.
Okay, we'll see.
See what
We'll
Fab
see.
Stephanie 2.0 is working on tonight.
yeah, what do you got?
Let me walk around.
Oh, Tula, I love Tula.
Oh, Tula, where?
right here.
I know
Listen
we're all
to
like,
Chantel.
I,
Ooh, the color hair is like
I
I
don't get
am
to see it
making
yet.
shirts
Oh, there we
doing its own thing tonight.
with them.
Ah. My happy place.
All right, what am I doing with myself?
I also have all of these.
Candace, I'm still packing. She asked if I was packed for the retreat. I'm still
Oh,
packing.
that's good stuff.
I was mostly packed until Theron unpacked me while I took my nap.
He loves you.
He's a good kid.
He is. He's a love.
Is he 3?
Yeah, he just turned 3 last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I didn't have my husband, he'd be the love of my life. He's my little man.
I understand that.
This
As I
is what
tell John,
call-
you're my participation medal.
He probably, even though I,
That's
call
what
my husband
happens
the
when
love
you
of
have
my
a
life, I
gold,
would
a
still
silver,
call
and a
him
bronze.
You go potty?
I'm unthreaded. All right,
Need
did you guys hear that?
What?
No,
Did you guys
I
hear that?
heard, do you need to go potty?
That was not for me.
Okay. Then you're good.
No, that was my dog. My
Oh,
dog
well, there you go.
Biscuit is down
Oh,
here.
I know what the
floor.
problem is.
He's
I did not raise this up, and I have a hot mess in there at the moment. Because it's
Oh,
did a
I
little
just looked at
twisty.
mine to double check and make sure that was.
I gotta rethread some things. Okay. I might need to get the actual thing to figure this out.
Stephanie, what was the animal shelter you asked me about earlier?
Quad City Animal Welfare Center.
Okay, I'm following them
You
now.
you have to look up their guinea pig posts, basically.
I love guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are the dogs of the rodent world.
Well, then you need to
They
have
kind of are. Yeah.
you need to have the Bluey family, then. It's meant to be.
I-
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Hey, my 3-year-old is 20 feet away. She will
There
come
is
running.
Mom,
a lot of dust on this.
Dad. Yeah.
Bingo. Yeah. By the way,
Why is
so
it called
you know
Bluey though?
the episode Rain in season
Because
3?
she's a blue healer.
Wait, hold on. What?
Well, no, I just meant like it's about the whole family. Why is it just Bluey? But
Well,
anyways,
she's
the
like the main
episode Rain,
character.
season 3.
Oh.
No, actually, I'm not sure. We never make it past season 1 because it wants to restart itself every time.
Well, season 3, there's an episode called Rain, and it's kind of like Sleepy Time in that it's 90% instrumental.
Mm.
I don't know if the song was written originally for this episode, but the background song is like one of the happiest songs you'll ever hear in your life. And there's actually like a band that sings it that you can listen to the lyrics to, and it's so good. Like I will listen to it and just like bop my head along, and it's really
That's your
good.
happy music.
It is. It really is. By the way, that guinea pig post is adorable.
I know, it's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Oh, they
All
even look
those-
like Chili and
Some-
Bingo.
Some of the things that they post, like they named a dog Diablo, and I'm like, you're not doing that dog any favors. Definitely not.
Candace, yes, I saw your message. I see your chat. So some of the projects that I'm taking my mystery PMQ from Cotton Cuts to finish that. I have Clue 9 and 10 to finish. And then assemble that. I'm taking way too much. I'll tell you that right now. This is my first retreat and I have no idea what to take. And I figure I'll just leave stuff in the car and just pull it out as I need it. That because I don't know what I want to work on. What if I don't want to work on something and then I don't have something else? So everything that I counseled with Stephanie and Chantel and on YouTube University, pretty much people say take about one project a day and then take maybe 1 or 2 variations like hand stitching or something like that. So I have my Cotton Cuts PMQ, my Carnival. I have my Cotton Cuts PMQ, my Village Green, which was the one prior to that. I'm taking both those. I'm taking my Halloween quilt that I've been working on. I'm going to try to finish that up while I'm there. Then I have a fox kit that I'm taking. It's unopened, so it includes everything. That's kind of like the backup project. I'm taking scraps to work on a hand EPP coffin Halloween set, but then I'm also taking my regular EPP stuff to possibly fussy cut some stuff out of scraps and whatever for that. I have a cross stitch project that I'm thrown in there. Let's see what else. I know I'm missing something. I'm missing 2 things I'm taking. I have a baby quilt that I pulled some fabric for. It's got little bears
Ouch.
on it and some
That is
foxes.
sharp.
And then what?
That was me. Sorry. Something
Oh.
was sharper than I thought it was. And I
I thought
told myself
I thought
good.
you were telling me about something that I'm forgetting. And I know
Nope,
that I have
It was just
a
reaction.
project in there and I cannot think of what it is.
What was the one that you had the kit for?
The foxes.
That was the foxes. Okay.
That was the foxes. Yeah, you want to see it? I'll get it. Hold on. It's so cute.
Who designed these shorts with no pockets? I need to have words with you.
Oh, I feel that.
I
I feel
have
that way
a-
every day when I put on pants.
I have a
this-
swim
not really
thing that
pants,
has
they're
no
leggings.
pockets. And I'm like, I wish I had one on there.
Yeah, and even men's underwear have pockets. Like, come on. Pockets.
This pattern company that I order from has pockets on pretty much everything, and maybe this is an older pattern, but I'm gonna add some pockets because these are shorts and they need pockets.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I almost panicked. I went in to get it and it wasn't in the stack. He had moved it, and if you guys, I would have left it behind had I not. This is the kit.
Oh,
It's so cute.
That is adorable. Little
Isn't that
foxes.
cute? This is Fig Tree and Company is cinnamon and cream fabric line. So, which I just love. So I have that. The other two, oh, I actually have a couple more projects. I have a block of the month, call it collage quilt that I'm doing for Emily Taylor, the collage quilter. We're in block 2 and I haven't started. So I'm bringing those. And then I have a applique quilt that I started, oh, I don't know, maybe about 2 years ago. And so I'm about a third of the way through that. So I'm bringing that hopefully to finish that up. And then I have been part of, there's a gal on Instagram. She has a club where she curates a block every month. And then also she has other designers that come in and they curate a block every month. And so every month when you're part of her club, you get like 4 different blocks, but they're all interchangeable to make these different type of quilt patterns. It's really neat. I've been doing her club for like 2 years. And so I had started a new quilt with her blocks and paused last fall, paused and working on that. So I'm bringing that so that I could maybe, work on some different type of blocks with the fabrics I had pulled for that quilt. So yeah, I mean, it's a
You have a lot.
5 day, let's see.
How long are you gone?
6 days, 6-day
Oh, yeah.
retreat. But
That's pretty long.
You
know-
won't want to sew like all day every day. You're gonna
no,
be
and
super
I
sore.
won't, and I'll tell you right now, I know myself, I won't want to work on the same project all day straight through either. I'll work on a project for an hour or two and then be like, okay, I'm ready for something new, and I know I want to go out to the town and go shopping. I think Candace and I are going to try to go shopping. Yeah, I'm leaving. I'm supposed to leave Sunday, but I might be leaving Monday. You're south of me, right? You're down in
Where are you at?
Georgia. I'm in North Carolina. She was saying that she's leaving Monday.
Oh.
Yay, I finished a naked suit.
But there's
What is
another-
a naked
costume.
suit for? Do you know?
There's another lady that's bringing the
No
fox.
idea.
She has the fox pattern too, so she's bringing it. So I thought it'd be fun to bring that, and who knows, maybe we work on together. And then there's a couple ladies that do the EPP there, and since I'm a newbie at EPP, I'm really excited. I've learned a lot from Chantel and stuff, but it's different when
You have
you're
to
in
do it.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh yeah, we'll bring our EPP stuff. And then, also that gives you the opportunity to go outside and sit or,
Yeah, your shoulders are gonna kill you if you actually sew that long straight. Because that was what I did every single month for Stashing with Stephanie. And I had a massage scheduled for like the next week every single month because my body was broken by the time I was done. But I would
Yeah, she
schedule
said-
yourself one.
Candace said she's south of Atlanta. So I
Okay.
don't know where we're staying Monday night, but they said in the way of that, Stephanie, they said that there's supposed to be a masseuse there. Now,
So I've done that,
I remember seeing one of your videos, okay?
but
and you
I also
talked
feel
about-
like I completely destroy it immediately because I'm going to go straight back to sewing.
Yeah, that's what you said in your video. And so that's why I was like, I wonder if I should wait or if I should do it while I'm there. Most likely I'm going to probably do it while I'm there. But I'll probably just get another one when I get back if I'm
Yeah,
still
you might just need both.
just because,
And sometimes like, I
it's
mean, you
vacation.
don't know what you're gonna get too, because
Yeah.
like
Well, yeah.
you
And
could
if
do it and end up like, I like a massage where I am sore the next day. Like I want to feel like something has
She
happened.
wants to be
Right.
beat up.
I do want to be beat up.
Yeah.
But
my
like
husband is just opposite of that. I'm with you.
sometimes you get
He wants to be
people
petted.
where like it feels nice when it's going on, but you feel absolutely nothing when it's done. And I've had ones where like you paid the price and like that is not what you got. And it's like, well, oh well.
It's
So
kind of funny because yesterday I was at the salon and the girl that was blowing out my hair, she had such a soft touch. Like I have hair. You guys don't know it because I put it up here, right? But my hair's down to my butt. Okay. It's really long. And she was, and it's
I
people,
understand.
other people, yes, my hair is probably, just a little bit longer than yours.
Yeah.
And when other people brush it, they often pull it because they don't know how to deal with long hair. You deal with it differently than you do short hair so that you don't pull it. And I like a firm pull where I can feel it, but I don't want you like pulling it and ripping it out of my head and bruising my head, right? But I like afterwards, after going to the salon, having that good head massage from the washing or from the blowout and the brushing and stuff that makes you feel like you're stimulated, your scalp stimulated, right? And she was so soft in her touch and it was lovely. It was putting me to sleep. It was, really
It was not
relaxing,
stimulating.
but it was not stimulating, which is what I wanted. And I didn't want to tell her to do it otherwise because, I was worried about that. But it's funny how you say that, you like massage is the same way. I feel like when I get my hair done, it's sort of like a head massage, right? And that's why I like that stimulation too.
Yeah, I get it. I'm like, I have a very specific hair washing routine, and I'm able to go usually a week, sometimes more, in between washing because I am very thorough when I get in there. And because my hair, like this is day one, it is ridiculously huge.
Yes.
And I was
You're
going to dry it,
It's
but I
funny. You
couldn't find where
disappeared
that was.
almost
Oh,
that
sorry.
quickly.
your,
No, it's
your
funny
hair, I
because
think,
like
is
you don't have to
thicker.
worry about your serger
Yeah, it's
if you can
huge.
do that.
I have a lot of hair. And
Mine
I
used to be a lot thicker. And even now,
yeah,
when I go to the salon, I'll complain about how thin my hair is. And they're like, no, your hair is super thick. Like everybody that comes in, their hair's thicker than yours. And my hair was double this thickness 10 years ago.
yeah,
When you age, hormones, all that stuff, it
it
affects it.
changes. But like I have a double wash and I really like get in there and scrub, and like my stylist, is always a single, and because I'm sure that's just the way they do it. And she doesn't like get in there the way I do. So I can never get as long when she does it. But it's fine. I mean, we all have our quirks. I was trying to teach my daughter though how to properly wash her hair. So we're like both in the shower today with swimsuits on. And I'm like showing her this is how you have to take care of yourself. But
Oh my God, that's annoying. But yeah, like a thing
yeah,
that'll happen soon.
I'm like trying to convince her that by the end of summer she has to shave her armpits. Like that's where we're at
Your
in life
daughter?
right now. Yes. What I'm
She's
gonna do,
Italian.
well, it's only one. It's only one of them that needs.
Wait, how old is she again?
She's 10. She's 10, just turned 10.
Yeah,
But
she's old enough. I feel like in today's environment, she's old enough.
yeah, I
Oh
mean
yeah, absolutely.
it's fine. Like she's hilarious the way that she hears it. So like one girl, they're in fourth grade. One girl got her period a couple months ago. And so they're like sharing notes. And then she's like, "Oh, the girls are getting them." I'm like, they're like getting them? She's like, "Well, signs." I was like, "What signs?" And she's like, "Oh, well, so and so has been getting cramps." And I'm like, "They probably have to poop." You don't get the cramps unless you're actually like having the thing. No, they didn't have to go. Well, I think they just had to poop. I think you're okay.
But you're also young enough that nobody's gonna be like, I had to poop.
Yeah,
That's all
I
it was.
10 when I got mine, and my daughter, well, I was 11.
I was
sorry.
too.
I was 11 when I got mine, and my daughter was 10. She was in fourth grade. I was in fifth grade. So,
I was 10.
yeah. My mom, though, she was 17. I
Really?
was like, what?
That's
Wow.
crazy. But yeah. So I'm just like, this is how you wash your hair so you don't end up getting dandruff. And like, you know, she's like, you really scrub it hard. I'm like, yes, you have to scrub your head. This is important.
It's dirty. Get it
One
clean.
time, oh my gosh.
Okay. Here's a
I let-
question. Do you
Yes,
think that this reads Halloween at all?
I think it
Yes.
looks kind of like ghosts.
Or candy corn.
Oh, no, she doesn't like candy corn, remember? Okay.
I don't, I would say ghosts if it were me. You can make that argument, I think. One time,
Okay.
this was a couple years ago,
I got plenty else to choose from.
I
I know-
had I had just let her start washing her own hair. And she had been doing it for like 3 weeks. And I'm like doing her hair for some dance thing. And I'm realizing this is not the way this is supposed to be. Like she's got all this buildup all over her scalp of like flaky stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? And like we're going through stuff. She's like, and come to find out, she has been using conditioner on her scalp and shampoo on the ends of her hair. And I'm like, so you haven't washed your scalp in like 3 weeks. Well, is it going that direction? I'm like, yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Like, oh
top to
my
bottom.
gosh.
Yeah.
You know
Poor
what, though?
child.
I only wash now, of course, I wouldn't recommend this for her, she's a child or whatever, but me, I only wash my hair once or twice a month. I don't
I
wash
know,
my
me
hair
too.
very often.
Like every other week, once a week to
Yeah.
every other week, maybe.
And I'll tell you what, I've always taken really good care of my hair, like really good, because Stephanie, when you have long
Yeah.
hair, you gotta
You have to take care of it.
all the things. You gotta take care of it, or else it just
I
becomes
have so much breakage from basically the year or a half when I had my little one and
seem
I just
giant.
didn't take care of it. That's giant.
that
It
is.
is giant. It's gonna need some elastic.
So
Although I do have a fat ass right now.
a couple years ago, the lady that I have do my hair, she said she had recommended, because I felt like it was thinning up here, up the top right here, and I was really bothered by it. And that's hormonal, when it does that. Plus, it's also if baldness runs in your family. Well, my grandfather was bald, so on my mom's side, and from what I understand, it runs through the mother's side. And so I was worried about it. And she said, it's not like you style your hair every day. You don't use a lot of, you're not ironing it or straightening it or, all this stuff. She goes, you could easily wash your hair once a month, twice a month if you wanted. And already I was only washing it once a week. And
That's where I'm at.
yeah. And so I made that switch and I went to twice a month, but now it's almost like it's really every 2 to 3 weeks is where I land. So some months it's once, some months it's twice. And it has did wonders for my hair.
Really?
Absolute wonders. I cannot believe the difference. I get an oleo treatment. Do you know what that is?
heard of
Not
those.
that. I've heard of keratin
It's-
treatments.
Yeah, it's similar to that. It might actually even be that, but it's called oleo. It's a high-end treatment. It costs a couple $100s, and I've been getting it for, I don't know, maybe 10, 12, 15 years. Because it really, really, keeps your hair from turning into straw, right? And it really conditions it, and that's what gives it that beautiful shine, lets it lay, all the things. And I've been able to reduce my oleo treatments to about twice a year. And I was getting them, every other month. So, and even last year I only had one. So I feel like that has saved me money, not only because I'm not using shampoo, as much, and my shampoo's lasting longer, because I use Orbi shampoo. Have you heard of that?
I've not. I use Davines. It's what my salon carries.
Yeah,
But we go
me too.
through like 1 liter every 6 months for the entire family.
Yeah.
That
So-
stuff
shampoo.
lasts. I've been on the same one for over a year.
Yeah.
this
If
is
it were
a
just me,
small-
it would be.
This is a small, soda bottle. Orby, the bottle is probably about this much. And it costs $150 for that much shampoo. And it's only for me. I only use it. My daughter, every once in a while, she sneaks in and takes some, but it's really expensive, but it is amazing, amazing, hair product. And I can make that little bit last the whole year. So it saved me money in that respect, but it's also saved me money in not having to have as many oleo treatments for my hair. And I've really liked it. So I'm a big proponent. Now, recently I saw one of the gals that does a lot of the historical garment making and stuff like that I watch.
Oh, talked about powdering your hair.
Yes, she talks.
I've
You
I've
saw
seen
it.
those.
Yes,
Talked about what?
How
powdering
they
your
used to
hair.
take care of your hair, like they used to powder it
Using-
to get rid of the oils.
It's like corn.
Oh, well, yeah, dry
It's just
shampoo.
cornstarch. It's just cornstarch.
It's dry
And-
shampoo. Old fashioned dry shampoo.
And that's what the whole thing was about. And there's a big trend moving in that direction right now, from a lot of, like people that are models and, in the limelight and stuff. I've never did that, but I'm really curious about it.
I've done dry shampoo. That was like the only thing that kept me going when I was like
Yeah.
working in an office with a newborn. But and sometimes I would have it for like on a filming day or something if I needed to film, but I really needed to also wash my hair. But yeah,
You
you
know
gotta
how
find
well
like the
we've
right
done,
one for
guys?
you.
It's 12:30.
It is
What?
12:30.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even realize it, right?
We didn't. We also didn't have any weird people try to join after midnight.
No
So
trolls.
Not yet.
yeah, I mean, there's.
Yeah, now that you said it.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna mess it up
Maggie's
now.
still awake.
Is your husband handling this situation?
Yeah, Charlie's out there watching Miss Rachel bedtime, I think, with her.
Maybe they're all on vacation.
Well, I don't know, something.
Real trolling the people at the beach.
Yeah. Well, they're out doing fun things now that they can. Instead of
Summer.
inside using those quilts inappropriately.
Yeah.
Like my dirty book that I found in my
Mhm.
grandma's library.
Yeah, the dirty
Remember
quilt book.
that story? I think I probably at least
Oh,
told
yeah.
some of you. Yeah.
Oh
You told
man,
me.
I wanted to show you guys some panels I got in. I ordered these Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get them.
I thought I had another one of these. Let me check and see.
We go into
I
the
do. This is going to be matching pajamas for me and my girls for when we bake Christmas cookies next year.
Aww.
Adorable.
I also have a teal pair. So that's super fun. I have
I should
not
make
made
fire ones for when I catch
so
the
much
house on
progress.
fire from making cookies.
You know what? You just need to come to my house.
Yeah,
Or I'll come
that
to your
also.
house because you have a bigger kitchen.
Yeah.
And we could like lay out all the cookies and decorate. The kids will have a blast with royal icing, guaranteed.
Oh, I'd have a blast with royal icing.
Yes. Sometimes it's hard on your hands if you haven't gotten it thin enough, but yeah.
Okay.
You know.
I do not know how I'm using these yet. They're not very big. They're about probably 18 by 18. But check these out.
Oh, big girl.
Oh, are those panels?
Yes.
That's so cute. You know what I would do? I would free motion quilt the bird, and then I would quilt the background like it was actual piece quilting and like custom quilt and all that stuff.
That would be a good idea.
Work
And then you would never know that it was a panel.
Yeah. You see it?
This quilt right here, you can kind of see it. This is a giant quilted quilt.
Oh,
That's
it's
not pieced. No, I just quilted it like it was quilted, and you
so
can't tell.
nobody ever even knew.
Yeah.
And then this is the other one. Also 18 by 18.
Oh, that's gorgeous too.
So this artist, this person designed these. It's their thing, and they sell them. They're from Germany. Or Germany? I feel like it was Germany. And I ordered them, and they came in this week, and I have no idea what I'm going to use them for. I just knew I needed to have them because they were very cool.
They are very.
So would you put it in a quilt? You wouldn't make
could.
like,
Or you could make pillows or wall hanging.
wall hangings are cool, but I just feel like also wall hangings are like a waste of material. I don't know. I have this thing. My head just wants to go, why would I use this beautiful material for just hanging on the wall instead
I
of
have-
being
See, that's art for us maximalists.
I have
Oh,
a shell
I
Brummel
know.
one that's hanging on my wall, and it looks like fabulous. Like my plants are in the corner, and
What
I have
what is it?
it's a shell Brummel wall hanging I did like a really long time ago. Like if you look up my hanging garden pattern, I can actually pull it up for you. And I forgot how big it was.
So it's all plants, hanging plants.
Well, no, it's called hanging garden. It's like excuse me, there's too much dust on this thing and I leaned way too close to it.
Crazy.
The pattern is called hanging garden. It has it's paper pieced and it's a wall hanging, although you could do it as a table runner too.
No. Sorry, Candace. No, I have other ones I'm taking for the white elephant game. Those ones aren't going because they came from Germany. Sorry, Steph. She was like,
That's
"Are
funny.
you bringing those to the retreat for the white elephant game?"
That's funny.
Good luck. Yeah.
I'm gonna put this in the YouTube chat so you can see what it looks like. But I hung it
Me
up
too.
in my dining room and I have my plants in there, like bigger plants next to it, and like a scene from Italy that's like an oil painting that was my grandma's, and I'm gonna add one that I got at that gift shop in Dorset around there too. It just fits perfect. And I found this like handmade hanger that was like made in some like I don't know. It was called 10,000 Villages. So it's people who live in like
So,
villages somewhere.
Is this the one that you
Yeah,
made?
that's the one.
And you have that just as a wall hanging, not as a
This is
quilt?
a wall hanging. Yep. It's not huge. It's probably like 18, 20 inches wide, something like that. But it's 72 inches long. So it just hangs, and I have this like cool wooden like hanger on it. I'll get like a video of it or something and put it on my Instagram. But it just works well there.
Oh, don't want to get up.
I mean, we did go very long today. But I feel like I've made so much progress in the last 2 weeks.
I know.
Like if I just spent like one night down here, I could probably have my crap all picked up. That would be fabulous.
But it just works. I worked on in order to curate the stuff I was taking. I had to work on cleaning up my sewing room, which I've been avoiding for months. I've just been,
Same.
living through you, watching you do yours. And so the last couple of days, I've channeled you as I have been in there going, I need to do it. Stephanie can do it. I can do it. Stephanie can do it.
I
can do
mean,
it.
Stephanie did some of it. It still has more to do, but I'm working on it. It got
Chantel
bad.
and I, we were chatting And I'm like showing her my bins of fabric, and she's like, "Holy cow!"
Good stuff.
But yeah, I had to move. So I'm already sore going into the retreat, right? If a lot of people are signed up to do the masseuse, I probably won't do it because, I know I can do it afterwards, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I want to go out in the town and shop, do a little bit of shopping more
Yeah.
than I want a massage. So if I have to choose between the two, I'm going to choose, of course, being a maximalist and shop.
Of course.
Yeah.
I sent Chantel a video and it was like some guy talking about a hoarder versus a maximalist. And like you can have stuff everywhere, but if it looks like the stuff is supposed to be everywhere, you're fine. If you have literal trash covering your entire countertop,
If it's on the
that's
floor,
not the
you're
same.
a hoarder. If it's on the walls, you're a maximalist. I was like,
Exactly.
I feel seen.
Pretty much.
Well, I don't know. There's got to be an in between because I definitely have stuff on the floor because all of Theron's toys do not fit on the two shelving units that I have.
Yeah.
So certain ones I have I have stuff on the floor that I put in containers that are like good on the floor, that's meant to be there. So it's still in a kind of sort of organized-ish way. Anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm going to wind up having to go through it all anyway, because now I got to pull out the infant stuff again since Zoe's having the baby this summer. And I got to make a space for the infant stuff again.
You're
Nana's
so
house.
good to like
Nana's house is a good
so
place
much.
for the kids. Yeah, I know. I try to make them important. I try to, I want them to know that this is a place of fun. And, when I was young and my parents would take me over to my grandparents' house, there was like nothing for kids to do. And you weren't allowed to touch anything. And, mom would had this little bitty tote bag where you'd have like 2 or 3 toys in it. And then I'd just be bored. And I remember that wasn't that fun. And I never want my grandkids to experience that. I always want them to feel like this is, home.
This is how I learned how to knit because both of my grandmothers knit. And so I just would get a lesson or whatever. And then I would be like focused on it because I'm that kind of kid. I'm like, ooh, I will just do this for hours now.
Well, even
This
at
is what I
3
do now.
old, Theron's super interested in my sewing machine, even at 3 years old.
Oh
When-
yeah. Lily
if
was
he's
asking
here-
about it the other day.
Yeah, he doesn't ask about it, but he watches. He comes up and he like watches and he sits there and watches that needle, and I'll have to say, don't touch, because I know he's wanting to, get in there. So I'm real careful about it, but he loves it. He's very interested in it.
If you want him to do it, the speed control is nice. You can move it kind of toward the slowest part, and then they're less likely to stab themselves with the needle.
I have my
But-
daughter's old child sewing machine that
Yeah, we
she had.
talked about that, I think, didn't we?
Yeah.
About using it
I-
without the needle even and
The other
found it.
thing,
I found it yesterday. So I have it out on my table for when I get back. So I'm
so the
thinking
other thing
doing
that
that
I
without
found
the needle.
helps is like giving them like a seat cushion so that they're more ergonomic. And then also take a step stool and put the presser foot on that. Because then it's up higher for them to sit on.
Oh,
I actually
okay.
have to do that for my mid-arm machine. I have a old Coca-Cola box that sits under my machine because I'm too short.
Yeah. That worked out really well. I did that after I kept breaking, or the foot pedals. I kept breaking a bunch of them and I didn't know what was going on. And then I realized that my daughter was standing on it, like putting all of her weight on the foot pedal. And I mean, she doesn't weigh a lot,
Oh, well,
but it was definitely breaking them. And then they weren't working. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here, why they're all breaking all of a sudden. But I put two and two together when I spotted her doing that. Because she has her own sewing machine. It used to be out in the living room, and she would be on it a lot more then. It was also like COVID, and so, everyone's stuck at home. You need something to do.
This
But
is one of the Halloween fabrics I got approved for the
ooh,
coffins.
that's pretty.
Let's see. I didn't see. You have to say something.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that I was on that. Do you see
You're
it now?
good. Yes.
She mentioned that she liked unusual blenders, and this is really dark. See how dark purple that is? That's really how most of it. It's very dark, and this is not pink. This is just like a lighter purple. But anyway, I thought that was looking for the Halloween fabrics. She said yes, she loved it.
Very cool.
What I'm not taking is I'm not taking any wool projects because I decided that it's summer and I don't think that I want to mess with wool in the summer.
I knit a lot in the summer, so
Do you use wool?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to use the natural fibers.
And you don't get hot. I like
But I'm
alpaca.
usually working with smaller things.
Okay.
Like a lot of times when I'm doing stuff, it's like I do a lot of socks. And so it's not like it's covering me. But
I'm not bringing my knitting stuff either, or my crochet. Sorry, my crochet.
Yeah.
I'm bringing that because I really don't crochet. Like my grandmother taught me, and so I have a project that every once in a while I'll pull it out, and it's a project that I've had ongoing for like 15 years, right?
mhm.
And it can fit in the palm of my hand. That's how much
You work
progress.
on it so much, I can see.
That's my brain and the stitching, the knots for crocheting, the motions of it. They don't fit together. My
I just
brain.
have to think a lot still because I haven't done it enough.
So Lori Holt did a crochet series, and she made these little flowers, and I loved them, and I thought, okay, these are cute little flowers and stuff. I bet you I watched that video 200 times doing one crochet
Mhm.
flower with her, because I would just like watch it, fast forward, pause, back it up, that kind of thing. And I completed 3 of those little flowers, but it was so time consuming for such little result. I have a friend that crochets now, and anytime I want anything crocheted that I find, I buy the pattern, I send it to her and say, tell me how much you want, and I have her make it. Because it'll get done, in a day or two, where I know with me, I'll have the pattern and it'll never get done because I'm still working on that one thing. It's not that I don't enjoy it. It's just that my brain has a hard time wrapping around the whole knot, the under, over, and where it begins and where it ends. And I don't know.
I can see it because of my background in knitting. Like that
Yeah.
is not a problem for me. But it definitely takes more brain power.
Yeah.
I found more things. This was supposed to be the girls' Easter dresses this year.
Oh,
We're well past Easter.
Could you not find it, or you didn't have time?
I just didn't have time, but in my brain, I thought I could pull it off. And so I bought it, and it was super cute. So this is just going to have to go in a project bin for next year. I mean, this is like how project bins began for me, because I have absolutely everything I need to do this. And I mean, I have all the lining, I have all my interfacing, I have the, my zippers. And so I just need to take the pattern and put it with it. And then, next year I can maybe have my shit together a little better and it can
When I
actually be
get
a
back
thing.
from retreat, I need to work on the maternity dresses. I bought some patterns and some fabric to make maternity dresses for my daughter
Yeah.
for the summer. And I haven't even started yet. And
Oh, I know how that goes.
I'm
I
like,
have one cut still that I didn't ever actually finish for myself, and I am
yeah,
done having the babies.
I don't want that to happen. And, you know, this is already a month later after I bought everything. So I'm going to be working on that when I get back. I'm not taking that with me because, yeah, I don't want to have to think that hard while I'm gone. I kind of, you know, want to be able to talk and stuff and not feel like I'm doing something if I get distracted that I'll mess it up.
I also just found a pattern that was supposed to go with something else, so discovering all kinds of things.
Stephanie, are
Very
you still
good.
doing the crochet temperature blanket?
I have not made any progress on it since I agreed to help my sister with her project, her crochet, whatever hybrid. I have like 4 more block sets to go, and then I get to do whatever I want when I'm
Yeah.
doing hand stuff again. So I think what I'm going to do so that I don't like ruin my wrist forever is do 2 days a day. And then eventually I will be caught up without like killing myself by doing like 10 days in a weekend because I really messed myself up bad when I tried that
Did
the
she
last
cut
time.
out for other people?
Did I
Yeah.
cut out? Oh, that was me talking. Like I had a hiccup and I was trying not to burp in that
Oh,
thing. But yeah,
just
I
let
messed
the.
myself up real bad.
I
And you
know
know
when
how to belch on the internet?
like,
Not a good thing.
I did really good with my temperature blanket for a couple months, I feel like, and then I just gave it up and never
Yeah.
went back to it because like habits don't exist when you have ADHD. Only I didn't realize that I had ADHD at that time.
Well, how have
And
you been doing now that you have officially know?
yes, I have been diagnosed now. I have ADHD. um, and so I frogged the entire thing, and so now I have all this yarn where it's like, okay, well, I have ample yarn for different projects. Say Joanna Grace wants to learn how to knit, maybe I can use that.
You
There
need
you
to
go.
make pom-poms. That's what I did with all my yarn. I made the hugest pom-poms ever. They're everywhere. They're like this big.
Oh dang!
Yeah, I took like
I think I'd like to do
entire
like some
like
stuffed animals.
skeins of yarn and made these humongous pom-poms, and they're happy, and they got done in about 25 minutes. And
Nice.
so I went through my entire thing of yarn in like a
I'll
day.
be right back.
I
Okay.
actually need to go. I'm like losing it here.
I saw a thing the other day on the internet and it was talking about ADHD and it was, you know, it was one of those like reels or whatever. And it said, if you, this is how you know that you have ADHD. If you're reading a book or anything really, and you get to the end of it and you're like, oh, what did I just read? And you go back
I
and
think I
you
shared
read it
that.
again. And
But
then
yeah.
you get to the end of it and you're going, oh, well, I was thinking about, you know, all these other things. I still didn't get whatever. You go back again and you really concentrate this time as you're reading. You really focus so that you can figure, you know, really take in what you're reading. And you get to the end and you can only figure out about half of what you just read. You know, you have ADHD.
Yeah.
And oh my
You're
gosh,
so
it's like the
focused on
story of my life.
focusing.
Yes.
Yeah, I read the words. Now I have to put the words into some logical
meaning.
sense of meaning.
Yes.
What
And I
is
have
the
to-
meaning of life after all? And then the next thing you know, you're gone again.
Yes. I just can't tell you how many times in school that I would be reading a book for a book report or something like that. And I would sit there and read the same page over like 10 times and still not know what I was reading. And
It
it was,
affected my ACT scores and things like that too,
Yeah.
actually. But I wasn't officially diagnosed at that point, and they're like, "Well, you're doing well enough." I'm doing well enough.
the funny thing is,
So I'm not disruptive, so that's well enough.
I was
nah,
the quiet, reserved kid, but I was always daydreaming and just really spacey
yeah.
and I
Hey, that's
loved
cool.
reading. Like I was a voracious reader. But yeah, like I would
Me
have to
too.
read the same page or the same paragraph 5 or 6 times sometimes.
It depended on if you were in the book or if you
Yes.
were out of the book.
Yes.
Well, and two, it's funny because my husband's been teasing me because I've never liked anything historical. Never. I've never watched any historical type of shows. Downton Abbey, nothing like that. And yet the last 2 or 3 years, I'm really, really into a lot of historical shows. And I've been just watching them from all channels, all variations of it, brand new ones that are coming out, ones that were out 10, 15 years ago. And he's like, it's
Well,
so
that's fun.
weird. And I go,
Hyperfixation.
I think the reason I didn't like history as when I was in school, and it was my poorest grade. I got the lowest marks in that grade. Was because there was so much reading. And even though I read a lot on my own, and like Stephanie 2.0 said, engrossed in just reading, and I had just bookcases of books and stuff growing up, and then I passed that all on to my daughter as well. She loves to read and stuff. For whatever reason, in history, because I had to focus so hard on reading this information and taking it in, versus I guess a book that is more fun or interesting, and so it didn't, I didn't have to think as hard to read it or to remember it and follow along with it and stuff. I think that had a big role in me not liking history when I was young. Now I am
Well,
not
it wasn't applied history. It wasn't applied to a narrative that made it
true,
lifelike.
right?
So that's what I've always found, is that if it's not actually applied, it's just informational.
Right.
If it's just a timeline of dates and dead people, it's not fun.
Right.
Dead
People
I'm
can be
not
fun as long as there's
diagnosed,
live people, okay? So, it has to be in a story. Like, I
Right.
need it to be Julia Quinn telling me about the period, or I need it to be like Devil in the White City, where it's like happening fictional, nonfiction
Yes.
genres that are
Yes.
together, so that you can take in the real. Or even like, did you ever read like
Little
Rick
Women.
Riordan's stuff, the Olympian series and things like that? They're for kids, but
I don't
it's Greek
know.
mythology. They're easy reads and they're so worth it. The
Oh, hold
amount
on.
of Greek mythology I took in,
What did you
the
say?
Olympians.
I think my daughter read those, so I read those with her.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I didn't.
But
though.
Greek mythology, and then they kind of go into some Roman mythology and things. And the amount that I took in from those books that still sits in my memory versus the amount that I was supposed to take in actual classes is mind-boggling,
The
What do you-
difference,
because it
though,
was applied in a story.
yeah. And
It was
you
applied in
have
a
been
situation.
diagnosed with ADHD. You have it. Stephanie 2.0 has been diagnosed. She has it. I have not. And so I know I have the anxiety, and like we said before, with the depression and stuff, lifelong fight, the ADHD just kind of comes along sort of with those things. And so
Or
I think
ADHD comes along with those things, if you want to think of chicken or egg.
right. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so, even though I'm not diagnosed, my suspicion is that if I, pursued that or whatever, I probably would be with. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I
For
don't
me,
think
it's a functional issue. Like, I struggle to keep a normal job because of the amount of rigidity that's required for so many jobs. Now, if you let me be fluid and artistic, I'm wild and crazy, and I
Yes.
will come up with all of the things. And the thing is that I can do that, but your average job doesn't really want you to be wild
yeah, they don't.
and creative.
What I have found for me, and I said
Heavy.
this in like an interview, I was like, I do the best when I can like make a role my own. Like, if you want me to do it exactly the way the person before me did it, probably not gonna do great in that. Or if you just want to pigeonhole me into this one little thing that I'm capable
Yeah.
of doing, I'm gonna be super bored and I'm gonna leave.
I think that's a lot of problem in the school right now in the schools with teachers, is there's not a lot of autonomy, and it's a big problem. And I think that because districts and states and stuff. I'm not saying that I don't think that testing is good. I think that there has to be testing, but I think it has to be a balance. You can't have this curriculum and this environment where our kids are being raised to think that they should all be on the same pace, that they all learn the same way and have to stick to this curriculum, and then you test at the end, and if they don't pass the test, then somehow they're not as smart as somebody else because they learn differently. And
Well, and they don't make any alterations to the person's curriculum moving forward if they didn't do great on the test. They're
Right,
like, well, you
because
still passed. So
that
you're
lack
just going to
of
be really
autonomy. Yeah.
behind, but that's okay. There's other people that are really behind. You can just be really behind with the other people.
Yeah.
While other
Or
people get
you
ahead.
have kids like mine who just tested in 10th grade level for math and reading. She's 10, which I think says more about the Illinois school system than my daughter's abilities.
Or your parenting.
Or that too. But
I think they meet in the middle.
But, you know, it's not like she has straight A's at all. She had a C in spelling, which I was never a good speller either, and I'm on my 4th book, so I don't really care about that so much. But it's just like, it's not like she's got straight A's because she has a hard time, like, reading the whole question and answering the whole question.
Oh God.
Doesn't mean she can't.
The hardest thing.
Doesn't mean she can't do it. Doesn't mean she doesn't know the answer. But
telling JD that.
But that is the majority of where her grade issues come from.
Yeah.
Is that.
In school, having the teachers have the ability to be able to flex how they instruct different students, be able to recognize this student learns this way, or this one needs us to be fluid like that. I think it's like and it translates into jobs as well. You know, was my point is that I think in a lot of ways, careers and jobs, that there should be more autonomy and more fluidity in them because it allows the person to tap in to what, you know, they're good at, what they know, what they excel at, rather than have to check these boxes over here, which some of those boxes could be their weaknesses instead of their strengths. You know, does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And so I
worked in corporate America for a while doing,
Yeah.
Inventory and design. And the thing is that inventory and design are opposites when you really think about it.
Very.
Inventory is a numbers game. It is all about in and out. It has nothing to do with, you think of like flowers and concrete. You know, you got creativity butting up against logic. And that job was when I found out that, finally got diagnosed, really. I am running out of power, guys.
But even in a job like that, Chantel, there is a level of logistics. And the logistics could have that would work for you might be different than a predecessor that had that same job, or even
absolutely
into that job after you. The logistics of, even though it's a numbers and in and out, like you said, that stays static. The logistics part of it.
But I also did the creative part. That was the hard part, is that they needed somebody to be able to do both, which I could. However, they expected me to sit in a cubicle for 8 hours a day. And I didn't have a window. Okay. So I had nowhere to daydream, which was very annoying and definitely not my style. And all the cubicle walls had this like background that looked like Windows 3.1.
Right. All it did was bring out your weaknesses instead of your strengths.
Yes, exactly. It's like I couldn't thrive. You put a unicorn in a cage, right? Like it wasn't going to work out. Can't go fancy my powers everywhere as a unicorn in a cage.
Exactly.
It was awful.
I hear you.
Trying to explain that to them, that it's like, I'm not sucky at my job. Your job sucks. Didn't turn out very well, but it's okay. I kept the job and it worked out in the end, but basically it took medication to be able to get to the point where it's like, maybe I'm too much unicorn for Sears and Kmart.
I would like to see the work
Well,
sector.
they didn't exactly make it, so clearly it wasn't just a you problem.
Yeah. I I would like to
They had
see
a
the
lot of
work
unicorns.
sector and the education sector both move in a direction that they embraced that, fluidity. They embrace that unicorn, personality.
Stop
that
making your unicorns into
creatives have.
horses.
Yeah.
We're not all workhorses.
Instead of trying
Some
to
of us
change
are
that,
unicorns.
yeah. Let us
Have
be
you read
unicorns.
Happy Happy Unicorn Day?
And
No.
then we'll
There's
thrive.
a
Sounds like my
horse
kind of
that
book.
tries to be a unicorn for the day, and they accept
Oh,
him
is
anyway.
it Thelma the Unicorns? Just like that. I'm losing power here. Let's see if I can plug into this.
I'm currently attempting to see if I can cut this out and
Well, if
talk
I
to you
lose
guys.
everybody, it's because I ran out of power, and that's that.
No, that's all good. We have had a good run tonight. We've got an hour over what we normally do.
I'm very impressed with
have.
where we've gone. I moved now back to the long arm, so we'll see how that goes.
I am currently on the project that started the disaster in the sewing room.
I can't
that's
decide if
pretty
I
good.
cut the shorts out wrong or if this pattern is just really, really bad.
Who's the pattern by?
Ellie and Mac.
Okay, so
You
it's
use
not a
them a
Vogue
lot,
pattern.
right?
That's step one.
It's not a what pattern?
Vogue.
Oh, Vogue. I've done
Yeah.
several Ellie and
you don't
Mac
like
patterns
Vogue.
before. They've all been very,
No, I
very
don't.
simple. And I have made a muslin of these. And the muslin, I mean, with muslins, I really just do like the bare bones minimum, like no embellishments or anything, just to make sure that the fit is right. And that was a while ago, but I don't remember running into these issues, but I made some modifications to it. So maybe the alterations that I did are bad. I don't know. But I feel like there's some steps here. But this is one thing with, as much as I love reading, I have a really, really hard time reading patterns.
Yeah, why do they have words? It's really annoying.
Right? I live off of tutorials because like,
God.
and I'm not I don't consider myself a beginner sewist. I mean, there's still a lot
No.
that I can learn. Like, I'm
Right.
definitely
There's
not
always
an expert
something
or a
more.
master, but I'm not a beginner. But I have always had the hardest time reading any pattern. It doesn't matter what it is.
It has words. That's the problem.
Yes,
You're like,
Stephanie-
I'm ready to take in input, export. Like,
You guys are funny.
don't give me words. I'm expected to read the words. Oh my God, like the
I
Annie
agree with
pattern,
you
the
guys
by
completely.
Annie
Don't
pattern.
lay it out step by step. What are you
Oh
doing?
Oh my God, the
this is
by Annie patterns
blasphemous.
are so many words.
There's so many words. So annoying. And then she's like, I got videos about this. It's like, you got videos about step 1, 7, and 9. Okay.
Yep.
What about the other ones?
I was going to ask you, Stephanie 2.0. What was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you something.
You were talking about pattern fit around the time that you
Yeah,
mentioned
but
it
then we
first.
decided there's too many words in the patterns, and we all
Yes,
agree on
They
that.
had to
at
talk
least.
about that.
Words are dumb.
That is a big thing. Okay. I mean, no offense, Steph, as a pattern writer, but like,
I
words-
write as few words as possible. I know how it goes.
I was going to ask you, do you follow Kathy Hay?
I do not.
I don't think I do. No.
She's producing a velvet cloak gown, something from like the 1800s and stuff. Anyway, she has we were talking about corsets a couple weeks ago, one of the episodes. She has a corset making class in her academy. She has like a academy where you can sign, like it's a membership, you go and you take classes and videos and everything with all them. And a lot of the people, they talk about patterns, and it's so much better having that hands-on video or pictures, and the people that write patterns with more pictures than words, those are the ones that are going to sell their patterns and do well, because that's how we want to learn.
Well, that's
Word
what
To
I
be
do.
fair, Tula Pink also mentioned that she gets really frustrated when she has to read the words.
Yeah.
I
Right.
Patterns where it's like
That unicorn
have a-
said it.
Yeah.
I have a ton of graphics in mine, and I'm doing one this upcoming week where I'm doing a Vera Bradley dupe for Free Spirit. And that is going to be a fun one because it's all going to be full color pictures as I do
Yay!
stuff.
Full color pictures make a huge difference too.
I mean, there'll be
Yes.
a video, there will be you know, all the things that normally come. And I'll explain what
Is
I'm
it
doing.
a paid pattern, Stephanie?
No, it's going to be free.
It's gonna be free?
Yep. Because Free Spirit pays me to do it. So, and it's free for like all their people. So I put it free on my website. But I need to actually finally pay the 129 flipping dollars so that my website can send out PDFs properly with the new Google
My goodness.
stuff. I know I've been putting this off for months, but I need to do that. And then I can like rock and roll and be like, have
Here
it
we are.
really together.
Is that the thing that's holding you back, or is it those pants?
Yeah,
So
basically.
wait, what is that
That's
do?
really holding me back. So basically, Google changed and Yahoo changed their spam issue stuff. And when they changed it, it blocked my website's ability to send out PDF patterns automatically because it thinks it's spam. So I somehow need to,
What does that mean? Does that mean like if somebody pays for it, they can't download
yeah,
it?
they can't, I mean, they can download it if they save it to their downloads or if they download it right after they do it. But if they're expecting to get an email to download it, that email's not coming. And so I haven't really wanted to promote anything because I don't want to answer all those emails of where's my pattern. So I just haven't been. And it's something that I probably could figure out, but I just want to pay for it.
I
And
remember
things
you
have
talked about
been, you know, tight still, but we're getting to the point where they're not. And so I just need to do it. I have like a couple of big checks coming this month. I just need to like handle it, get it out, and then I
Bite the
can feel
bullet.
like can feel like I'm ready to go. You know, sometimes it's just worth paying someone who knows what the heck they're doing to do
Yep.
it, you know, than
'Cause your
spend
time
God
is
knows how much time. Oh yeah, especially now that I'm doing freelance marketing, my time is definitely money. And I know it's going to take me more than like an hour and a half to figure it out if I do it, which is what I would make in that time frame for freelance. I mean, pre-tax. You pay a lot of taxes when you do freelance, but anyway. Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. I need to pay that $129, get it fixed once and for all, and then sign up for a new email marketing service, and then I'm back ready to go. So that's the biggest thing. Is getting that
Well,
together.
that'll generate you more business too, I think.
Oh yeah, a lot. Because then I'll actually be able to market again, which will be pretty critical to like making any money. But I mean, really honestly, going forward, it's a side gig. I mean, it could be a very lucrative side gig, but it's a side gig. But I'm actually applying for a job at my alma mater. They finally posted it. And I'm the only one. They hired someone right around the time that everything was closing. And I knew about the opening, but one of my team members was also applying for it. So by the time I reached out to see like what their thoughts were, because I want to make sure it would work for me as well as work for them. It was like too far along in the process. They'd identified their finalists. And whoever they picked lasted less than 4 months. And then they've just been without somebody in the role for a long time. So I would be leading, if I got it, I would be leading the marketing and communications for the college, which would be fantastic.
Are we still
Because
recording?
we are,
Yeah.
but
Just curious.
yeah, it would be really cool. But so I'm gonna get my application in this weekend. But they want to fill it quickly. So we'll see. If that comes of it, then that's really awesome. If
That would be awesome.
it doesn't, then I'm doing freelance work and that's coming along well. I got a new client this week who is aware that this is a possibility. that I might not be around for a really long time. But it's, it's cool. It's awesome. But
Well,
that's what's
we
paying the
should do,
bills right now is marketing.
we should do
So
a sew along. You should do like a sew along on one of your patterns.
I definitely want to. I want to have the Vertex be like a sew along.
Paul and I were
else was I
saying
was
that we
thinking?
want
I
to
thought you were
do,
gonna do your
what's
new the one we did on the cruise.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Do
Which
it as
one?
a sew along.
Is it out?
It's somewhere. I think it's under this pile. Let me grab it.
I don't think I have that one.
Yeah, it's not
No, it
out.
hasn't been out
Okay.
yet.
Because I
I
have the
mean,
ones that you
it
included in
exists.
the thing.
It's been written and everything, but it's not been out.
Chantal, what was the star one that I want to do? What's that one called?
Oh,
I always forget. I gotta look at it.
So this is what it looks like,
It's
I
something
have to
star,
look it up.
star something.
and it's I don't know if
Oh,
you can see
pretty.
everything. I mean, this
pretty.
was just the original. So it teaches a bunch of different triangle patterns, triangle sections. So you've got your half square triangle gets used a couple of times. We have double pinwheels that are mirror image. We get to use those a couple times. Hourglass is in this border. And then flying geese and square and a square. So it all
So-
covers how to do all 5 of those from squares, which gives you a little bit more stable results because you're not dealing with a bias until
Yes.
you've already sewn it together. So that is
For your flying geese,
happening.
what method do you use? And what did you use in that one? Because they're all different colors, they're not the same color.
So those are 4 at a time, and
They
it's
are?
the
Okay.
yep, and it's the little squares, the geese, the little bits on the outside. Those are the ones that are your background, so that's why it's really easy to get them all different colors. But I have used other methods depending on what it is that I'm trying to accomplish with a pattern. Like I have used stitch and flip before in my patterns, but that's like my preferred way to do it.
Oh,
Is through that one. Oh,
I think I need to call it a night, guys.
yeah, it's
we
pretty
understand.
Need to try to
late.
get this little
We got
to bed.
very late. Ooh, I have a squirrel moment.
All right.
So this was an
Please.
ornament on my grandma's tree, and at some point the
Thanks,
the
Steph
hanger came
2.0.
off.
Right.
But
Good
I
night,
think I'm gonna
everybody.
night.
Nice
I'm gonna
Nice.
hang
Steph
this.
2.0.
I'm gonna hang this on my wall because it
Okay,
has
hold
a
on. I
little
want
bit
to
of my
skip
grandma's.
close up.
Aw.
What is it of?
It's just a beaded like flower basket. And it was an ornament
it?
that my grandma had. No, I don't know where it came from, if someone made it or what, but
Are
it
the
was an
beads
ornament on her
sewn or are they
tree.
glued on?
They look sewn. Yeah, they're sewn.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So I'm gonna hang this somewhere back there.
Oh, that's
You
I
gotta
haven't
do
figured
a
that out yet.
gallery wall.
I know. I need to do like a time lapse of me figuring this out. It'll be a lot of me standing there doing this. But
Hmm.
I know, right? In all my spare time.
That's why it's time lapse, because then you can fast forward it and then it feels like you've
This
only
is
worked
true.
in it for 1 second, not 2 hours.
I literally have somehow lost something that I just had.
I have broken thread on this thing like 3 times. So I think that, oh shit, I'm almost out of thread.
I was
Well,
gonna
that
say,
makes some sense.
Oh my God. I'm not even halfway through this puppy. It did not look like the spool was going to be that.
what about your bobbin too? Sometimes when you're breaking thread a lot, you need a new bobbin that your bobbin thread.
No, my
one
bobbin's
weird.
good, I think. I mean, I should
You think
probably
so?
check it, but I am 1 row of 3 rows through. I gotta buy more thread. Oh,
Do you have to buy more?
yeah, because it's the glow in the dark.
Oh,
Started it. Gotta
Yeah,
finish it.
so I watched that. Oh my gosh, that stuff is cool. Watch
It's
that
really
video.
cool. Do you have
I
it there?
literally lost
You can show it.
one of my mini bolts that I just had. A flannel fabric.
It's like, where did it put it? Well, you found that little ornament.
I did find that. That is
So
not.
was it by that?
No, it wasn't.
Oh my
That was when I
God.
got sidetracked for
I did not
ship
buy
that.
that thread locally. This is going to be a pain in the butt.
Where'd you get it from?
QuiltCon.
Of course.
Well, you could probably find it online.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. I can, but it's going to take many days. It's a
She
weekend.
wants to do it now.
Now,
It's on the frame.
I mean, you
God.
can take stuff off and then put it back on. I found it. It's been located.
Tell me your wisdom on taking something off the frame and putting it back on.
I mean, you can do it.
Do I base down the sides with whatever I have left?
No, don't worry about it. You'll load it back on the frame from the top and you'll pull it up as far as you can, and then you'll add everything else back on the way you normally would. And like I've had to take stuff off at the very end because I like didn't put enough like backing fabric on. I've done this multiple times. So it's doable. You just have to make sure that you get everything back in alignment when you're all done. Thanks for sewing with us today, Felicia. I can't. It's late. My brain's not gonna function.
We're sleeping. We're here
Oh,
with you two.
sleepy.
here's her glow in
And-
the dark. This is her glow in the dark thread she's
That's
talking about.
really cool.
Yeah, do a video.
It doesn't. I don't guess you sent me the video. You just sent me the pictures.
Oh no, it should be the video should be right before.
I thought it
video.
was, but when I'm pressing on it, it's not playing.
Oh. See if I can get mine to work.
They're top to this. Not really.
Let's see. Here it is, guys. See if you can see it there.
That's really
My
cool.
glow in the dark thread.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
I wonder if somehow
With
like
the black light.
that is really cool thread.
That's fun.
I know. And so now I feel like I can't just like go back to normal thread now.
No, you
What's
can't.
the-
You got to get more.
What's the brand? I'll look it up.
Wonderful.
Oh, well, wonderful.
Yeah, I mean it won't be hard to get, but at the same time, I don't have quilt shops near me that carry anything like that. So I'll have to wait at least 5 or more days.
You won't have anything else on the long arm by then, will you?
Yeah, I will. I always try to have something on the long arm. I finished an entire project this week.
That's really impressive.
So the goal
I'm shooting
is to
finish
have
one
something on
project for the
there.
whole year. I'm shooting for that Halloween quilt. That'll be my one and done, ladies. That'll be my one and no, not really, but
You're like,
you know.
yeah, we're done at Halloween. Give it up.
No, see the thing is though, I'll be so happy that I'll have that one done that I won't care about the rest of them if I get them finished or not. It'll just be okay, I'm just working. Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. I can finish whenever because I already had my finish for the year. So
To be
You'll
fair,
still hang
all
with
of
us.
my projects have been small. They're small, but they're done. Last year they were big, but they were not done. I mean,
Yeah,
I
this
did
is-
get like 12 quilts done last year. That's not fair,
this
but
is a big
they're
project.
not quilted.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of quilting this year. A lot of quilting.
It kind of goes in phases for me.
Well, I gotta quilt all these stupid things that I
Well,
make.
technically, I'm gonna have to have another. I'm gonna have to have more finishes because I'm gonna have to finish the maternity clothes. You know.
That's true. Well, guys, I need a bathroom break. So with that, I'm saying toodaloo. Literally.
I feel like we probably should all
Toodaloo.
say it because we've all been it's a mess up here. Well,
yeah,
thank you
we've
for
all had
joining us.
failures at this point. So
We've had a really good night because we went an hour and 20 minutes over and everyone was enjoying
Yeah.
themselves. So that's good.
yeah,
Chantel's freezing
All right.
away in her basement.
I am freezing. I turned my heater off at one point. So
Alrighty. Well,
friends.
thank you, ladies. We will see you next week. I'm going to attempt to get the video up earlier so you guys can like favorite it
Try.
or whatever. We'll see.
That
I
sounds
might
good.
actually do a thing. We'll see. But
Okay.
have a